Back. Fancast. Chicago Cubs here. I'm back. Had Mike the last couple days. Now you got old Nick back. So, just getting a couple things set here real quick. You know what I gotta do? Gotta make sure I got the chat pulled up. It's gonna be pretty important. Want to make sure you got that chat pulled up. It's gonna interact with everybody. I tell you guys what. Let me just make sure all these titles are good. Cool. Perfect. All right. I tell you guys what. This is going to be a fun one. This is going to be a fun one. I am very excited. We got a bunch of cool stuff for you today. If you're tuning in here to the Cubs Fancast, I'm going to go ahead and just make a couple last little adjustments here, guys, as we're getting underway. Very interesting games for the Cubs here. Cubs looking to move to 500 on the season today. With a win here, our Chicago Cubs will be 500 on the year. Rubber match here against the old New York Mets. All right, let me make sure we're all set here, guys. Just make sure we got everything cracking here on Twitter real quick. Just want to be certain. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Let's go ahead and take a little peek at the old Fancast Twitter account. You know, make sure everything's all up and running. As the first batter for the Mets is going to go ahead and fly out there to left field. All right, let's go ahead and we're looking good, guys. We're rocking and rolling. This is what it's about. You know, you get out here, watch a little Chicago Cubs. Guys, you cannot believe the show that I have set up today for you. It is going to be a great one. So first things first, we got a chance for you guys to win some money today. I want to get you guys paid because you're watching, you're hanging out, you know, it's going to be a good time, but I want to make sure I get you guys paid. So check this out real quick. Let me go ahead and bounce back over here. Let me go ahead and put this up on the screen. If you guys look over the top of my head right there, you can see a couple bets that we've placed today on the good old Chicago Cubs. So we've got the Cubs money line today. I'm feeling good, feeling like they can go ahead and close out the Mets here. I feel good about the way they've been playing. I think the bats are hot. I think you got to ride that streak. So went ahead and put $50 down on the Cubs money line. You can see those odds right there. I think we got them at minus 104. Yep, minus 104. So what I'm going to do is any of those bets that you see right here above my head, if you go to the Fancast TV Chicago Cubs Twitter account. Now that Twitter account is going to be sorry. Just checking this tweet out. Oh, yes. Well, I'm glad my dad texted me that. I would have been talking about this. I would have been sounding like an idiot. Guys, talking about old Jock Peterson, my favorite player. If you're new to the stream, you haven't probably witnessed that saga that we have going on, but nonetheless, myself and Jock Peterson, we just don't see exactly eye to eye on what we need him to be doing. You know, that's all it is. That's all it really is. But anyway, guys, so we are going to go ahead and get things cracking here. Let me go ahead and paste this last little thing on Twitter for you guys, and then I'll be able to be totally focused on you here. Go ahead and get that going on, and boom. We are up and running. All right, beautiful. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that we got all that set. All right, guys. Sorry about that. So here's the deal. Like I was saying, if you look above me here, you'll see over the top of my head there, you see a couple bets that we placed. So here's the deal. You can see the bets there. You can see the odds. Any of those bets that cash today, I will send half of the winnings. So the profit, right? I'll send half of that to somebody who retweets the link to the live stream. So go to Twitter, check out Cubs Fancast TV on Twitter. And all you have to do is just go ahead and retweet that link. And if you retweet that link, you will have a chance to win, to split those winnings with me. So I want to get you guys paid. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Somebody is getting paid today. And we might hit all of them. I feel pretty confident. I'll be honest with you. I feel pretty confident about those bets we've placed. So I know we didn't do much of a pregame show here, but essentially that's what we got going on. We're just trying to have a good time today. Watch some Cubs baseball as always, right? As always, try to have a good time today. So, got the Cubs on. Look, chance for you guys to win some money. Just go ahead, retweet that pinned tweet. Sorry, it's the pinned tweet, so it's very easy to find. If you just go to the Fancast, the Cubs Fancast Twitter account, you'll see that pinned tweet. If you retweet that tweet, you have a chance to split the winnings of these bets with me. And I'm feeling good about them today, guys. And I'll be honest with you, I'm feeling pretty good about them. So Mets have a runner on first here, 2 outs, top of the first inning. Williams is up here dealing, trying to get out of this first inning unscathed. And here we are, guys. We've got a pretty awesome show for you today. So we're gonna have a guest on in the 4th inning. Really looking forward to that. And with these bets, just trying to give some people some money. It's just that easy sometimes. So, Cubs baseball. Cubs looked good yesterday, huh? Looked freaking great. Some people might say, well, Nick, that's because they played so bad at the beginning of the year, especially offensively. And that's going to be a ground out to short to end the first, top of the first, rather. Cubs will be up to bat when they come back out. But anyway, guys, so some of you might be watching it and thinking to yourselves, you know what? I mean, the Cubs played so poorly on offense to start the season that it kind of made up for it the last couple games, and I understand that. But I tell you what, in a game like baseball, where you got to get hot, you got to be hot at the right time, the way the Cubs have played the last 2 days is just absolutely phenomenal. So I'm loving it. It's been fantastic. It has absolutely been fantastic. So we're rocking and rolling, guys. Let me go ahead and we'll leave those bets up there. Yeah. Anyway, so Cubs will be coming up to bat here. Cubs are looking to keep that offensive streak going there. So I think that's, I think everyone's curious to see, right? You have such a big game like last night, and you'll notice I bet 2, right? I bet 2 homers. I bet a Javi Baez homer and a Wilson Contreras homer. Now, part of the reason I did that is the cat that the Mets have pitching for them, Javi has absolutely beat up in his career. I believe I saw he's batting some ridiculous, it's like 700 or something against this guy. So I feel confident about that one. And Wilson Contreras kind of similar. So I always like that in baseball. I think, once again, I'm not a financial advisor here, guys. But I think when you're betting baseball, especially player props, if you're into that type of thing, it's a good idea to kind of look at those matchups, see who's hot against the guy. Because sometimes, hitters just figure a pitcher out. It's the reality of it. You see it all the time. Pretty much, across the board, you'll see that where sometimes a guy can kind of figure out what a pitcher's got. Maybe just one of those situations where whatever it is, he's just comfortable. Maybe it's the arm angle that the ball comes out from. Maybe it's the type of pitches the guy throws. But maybe he tips his pitches, or that batter feels like he does at least. But, you're going to see that. So here we go. Cubs lineup today. You got Happ, Contreras, Bryant, Rizzo, Baez, Duffy playing third today, Bodie at second, Marisnik in center field, and Trevor Williams pitching. So here we go, guys. Cubs up to bat. Let's see what they got going today. I think offensively, you feel pretty good. Joe Lucchesi up for the okay. Lucchesi, okay, all right. That's definitely an Italian last name there for sure. Let's see what my man can do today with the Cubs. I believe, if I remember correctly, I was reading earlier that the Mets went ahead and backed DeGrom up a day. So he's going to actually pitch tomorrow. So the Cubs will avoid that. And we get Lucchesi up first. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'll be honest. Like I've said before on this deal, guys, I'm not a linguist. So I might get a name wrong. Don't mean any disrespect. Maybe I should do a little more due diligence. I understand that. But for the time being, I may get a name wrong here or there. I don't have the audio for the games on. I don't know if I've ever explained that. So I'm just watching the game and reacting to it. Part of me likes to do that because I don't want to have any sort of interference from what they're saying and let it kind of dictate my opinion of the game, right? I think if you were just sitting around with your friends watching a Cubs game, you're probably not listening a whole lot to the commentary. You're probably just reacting more or less to what's going on. And so I kind of like to make the show like that. I like to have the stream go that way. But regardless, here we go. So Cubs Mets. Ian Happ, 2-1 right now on the count. And let's go ahead and see what the lefty deals him here. 91 miles an hour outside. That's a ball. So that'll bring the count to 2-2. Or sorry, 3-1 rather. Bottom of the first inning. Cubs looking to, leadoff man looking to get on here. Maybe make something happen. And the pitch. That pitch is going to be hit on over. Grounded to third. Great play by the Mets third baseman. He's going to throw Hap out at first there. It's a phenomenal diving play there by the third baseman on that ground ball. Hap smoked it, but he made a heck of a play. Nothing you can do about that. Sometimes the defense just beats the offense on that one. I mean, Hap drills it over there. It's going to his left. Third baseman makes a nice diving catch to his left there and throws him out at first base. One hopper. And old, what was Mike calling him the other day? Peter Alonso. Nice catch there over at first base. So, it's putting the bat on the ball still to start the game, right? And that was an issue the last couple times I was watching the Cubs as Wilson Contreras comes up to bat. Once again, home run here would result in somebody who retweets that tweet getting paid. So, once again, Wilson Contreras. If Wilson Contreras hits a home run today, someone that retweets our pinned tweet is getting $12 just for hitting a button. Just for hitting a button. That's what we're trying to do here. Want to watch the game, want to have a little fun. That's all it is. That's all it is right there. So, let's see if Wilson Contreras can do it. Took the first pitch low for a ball. 1-0 count. And this pitch is going to be low as well. 91 miles an hour. He fouls it off. So, you got a 1-1 count here. Bottom of the first. Wilson Contreras been a bit of a bright spot for the Cubs offense so far early in the season. And I'll be honest, are things turning around a little bit? I mean, that's the big question. That's the question that we're going to ask our guest here in the fourth inning when we get to that point. But maybe they very well may be turning things around a little bit here. So once again, you never know, but definitely a sport of, they say basketball is a sport of runs, but baseball certainly. I mean, you get in these stretches and these streaks where if you're hot, you're hot. Maybe this is the start of something for the Cubs on that front. So 1-2 count now as Wilson steps back into the batter's box here. Let's go ahead and see what this out pitch looks like. Catcher's setting up high. Yeah, that's a high fastball, 92 miles an hour, way outside of the zone, though, for a ball. That was nowhere close to where the catcher was set up. And already seeing some control issues from the Mets pitcher here. So you like what you see there, especially if you're me and you bet that Cubs money line win. So once again, hit that retweet. You might win $24. And that's going to be a high fastball. Wilson Contreras strikes out. Swinging at that one, and it was there. I mean, he gave it a rip. Couldn't make contact. That'll move us to 2 out. First 2 batters for the Cubs in this game are out. That'll bring us 2 out here. Bottom of the first inning. Mets. Francisco Lindor over there at short. Their only Gold Glover, it looks like, in the field for the Mets today. Yeah. Lindor and Pete Alonso, sort of the guys that the Mets like to hang their hat on. Mets are having a tough year this year. I think realistically that was kind of to be expected, though. No love lost for the New York Mets, so I have no issue saying that they suck this year. They so far the only team that the Cubs could really put the bat on the ball against. So once again, like the Cubs at home here, looking to sweep and close out the series, as Bryant's going to go ahead and take a strike there. Put that count to 1-1 for him. Chris Bryant. An interesting topic on Twitter lately is Chris Bryant and his future with this team. A lot of debate around this guy. As he's going to see here what we're going, and that's a ball. He's just going to watch that one go by. So 2-1 count here. 2 outs, bottom of the first. But yeah, Chris Bryant. He's definitely the topic of conversation in Chicago. I'm very curious to see what they do. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know what the move is. I don't know what the move is with a lot of these guys. And once again, catcher's going to call time here. Once again, I want to be able to talk about this with our guest a little bit, but also in the chat, guys. So if you're watching the stream here, let's get in the chat. Let's talk a little bit about who do the Cubs need to sign long term? Who do they maybe need to look to trade? I think that trade deadline is going to be very interesting for the Chicago Cubs this year. Chris Bryant will take a ball low there. Puts that count to 3-1. 2 outs, bottom of the first. Should get something to hit here, you would think. And yet, though, I mean, to be honest, with the control issues we've seen so far, maybe not. Chris Bryant in there. And that pitch is going to be fouled off over there down the first baseline. Looks like somebody's going home with a souvenir. That'll bring us to a full count here. Full count, bottom of the first, 2 outs. Cubs looking to get something going here. Had that ground out by Happ and then that strikeout by Contreras to lead off the day for the Cubs. But weather's looking a little nicer in Chicago today. I'm not saying people aren't in long sleeves or anything, but the last few days were a bit of a doozy weather-wise. I know I've said this before, as Chris Bryant strikes out swinging to end the first inning. I've said this before, but, luckily I'm out here at the beach, and, I'm very lucky, very lucky. We can get out of that cold a little bit in Chicago. But anyway, speaking of which, telling you guys a little bit about myself, I do a little podcast if you guys are interested. Try to learn new stuff, as much as I can at least, and do a little podcast about it. So I'm lucky enough to be able to sponsor the show, and want to go ahead and let you guys take a little quick peek at one of the clips from the podcast, and we're going to go ahead and go there. Let's see right now if I can figure this out. And perfect. All right, here we go. Let's try this one.
Hey Fancast, how we doing? I'm Scott with Fancast, and I want to let you know about the thing that we're doing for small businesses that want to advertise with us. If you're a small business and you have a 15 to 30 second commercial that you want to advertise with us on Fancast, feel free to send that to me on Twitter, ScottyO32, or you can upload it to our website in a couple days once we have the feature working, and we will advertise for you on our Fancast for free.
All right, and we're back. Quick message from Fancast there. We want to be able to help out local businesses, guys. So if you're a small business, maybe you would just work at a small business, you don't have to own it, and you have some type of commercial or a promotional video. It can just be a selfie, honestly. It can just be you talking about what your business does. We'd love to show it on the show for you Chicago businesses. It's a great opportunity to get a little bit of free publicity here. And you're talking to a Chicago audience, right? I mean, at the end of the day, the people watching this are Chicago Cubs fans. Real Chicago Cubs fans. A lot of them live in Chicago. That's where we get a large part of our audience. So go ahead and check that out. Feel free to submit that to Scott on Twitter, like he said in the video there. All right. Williams going to go ahead and start Michael Conforto up with a fastball high. He fouls it off. 0-1 count. Top of the second inning here. We're tied 0-0 if you're just listening at home. Williams deals. That's going to be low and outside. 84 miles an hour. That's a ball. That'll bring the count to 1-1. Williams, bit of an interesting year, right? We just don't know yet with him. I feel like this year, it's been hard to say. If I'm remembering correctly, his last outing went pretty well. Though, kind of a high ERA so far this year. And granted, I don't think we're looking for Williams to do anything special necessarily this season. I like to think of the role of the starters that are lower in the rotation as sort of the same role as like a vice president, where it's like do no harm. You don't have to be perfect, but Williams is going to deliver another ball there. That was a bit outside. You got Wilson Contreras sliding around back there. Bring the count to 2-2. Don't have to be perfect, but you just can't be at the bottom of that rotation doing any harm, right? That is kind of the key. You've got to be able to do just what they're expecting of you. Keep your hand on the wheel. Be in control of the game. Conforto's going to drive it. Ground out to second there. Really, that's where it is. That's where it is when you're at that bottom of the rotation spot, right? Just do no harm. So let's see with Williams, right? Small sample size. I keep saying this, and I know I do. Every time you guys hear me, you guys are probably sick of this. It's probably the same people listening, I would imagine. I know you very well may be sick of it, but it really still is early in the year. It's still very early in the year, and you're at a point now where the Chicago Cubs are just simply looking to get to, 500 today, right? But it's still early in the year. Let's see. I mean, right now, 8-9. So essentially, you're 10% of the way into the season right now. I can't judge too much. A lot of the pitchers we've only seen, 4 times? 5 times? I mean, the starters, rather. Just not enough of a sample size for me to make any quick judgments at this point. But I do think ultimately... Perfect. Sorry about that, guy. Just checking with production real quick. But I do think ultimately we're looking at, a situation where I this is what I say about the bats, too. I love the bats. I love the bats yesterday, the day before. As that ball, sorry, guys, I missed that. I'm looking at my phone and everything. So Mets have a runner on first. That was a nice single out to center field. Mets have a runner on first here. Top of the second, 1 out. Williams going to go ahead and throw a strike there against Jonathan VR. And, the count's 0-1 here. But anyway, like I was saying, I think it's just a small sample size. Even with the bats yesterday, we got to be a little cautious. Got to be a little cautious about what we're seeing so far. But Williams here, dealing top of the second. Trying to see if he can't get a double play here to get out of the inning. That pitch is low. Looks like he was looking, though. Looking to maybe get that double play ball. Goes low with a breaking ball there. Just a little too low. So 1-1 count. Runner on first for the Mets. Top of the second. Nice little night at Wrigley. Looks a little chilly, but I'm seeing and that's going to be high for a ball. I'm seeing a baby in the stands, though, kind of right behind home plate. It's just kind of wearing like a regular shirt, so it can't be that cold. You got a baby out there, and, it can't be too bad. Williams with the short sleeves. Probably a nice night out there. It's a nice night for baseball, I'll tell you that. What's better than watching the Cubs here? We're getting to the end of the week, too. I'll be back with you guys tomorrow for that afternoon game. Close out the work week here. Have a little fun, right? It's 5 o'clock somewhere by the end of that game, I would imagine. So it's a fun one. That ball's tipped back. So we're going to have a 2-2 count here. Top of the second, 1 out. Runner on first for the New York Mets, but we're still tied at 0. It's early in the game here. They're kind of in the middle of their order right now. The 2-2 pitch here. That's going to be a double play ball, maybe. Here we go. Short to second. The throw to first is not in time. So they get the out at second. Cannot turn the double play, though. Couldn't turn it. So, runner on first with 2 outs for the Mets here in the top of the second. Javi, nice play. At short. Throws it over to Bodie at second to get that first runner. And Bodie, he made a good turn, it felt like. Just really flying out of the box there. He beats it. Beats the throw. So, Mets with a runner on first. 2 outs, top of the second here. Score is 0-0. Williams is going to throw inside there. 90 miles an hour. Swing and a miss from Kevin Pillar. Kevin Pillar batting 111 on the season. So, center fielder for the Mets here. 2 outs. Williams looking to maybe get out of this inning once again with no issues. 0-1 count. And that pitch is going to be fouled off. 0-2 count. Top of the second, 2 outs. It's an 0-2 count there. Let me go ahead and get this plugged in. Reminder, guys, if you're looking above my head here, we've got some opportunities to win some money here. So, any of those bets hit, I'm splitting the winnings with one of you. All you have to do is retweet the pinned tweet on our Twitter account. Half that money is yours. Williams going to go with the check on over to first. Rizzo can't hold on to it, but it bounces right in front of him. No issues. 0-2 count here. 2 outs, top of the second. Looks like Williams just wanted to check over there, make sure everything's looking okay. You don't need anything crazy happening here. You have, especially up in the count 0-2 with 2 outs. Just want to make sure you can keep that runner over there honest at first base. That pitch is going to be high, 92 miles an hour, and I'll be honest, Williams struggling a little bit with that control as well early in the game. So I said the same thing about the Mets pitcher, but if I'm being honest, Wilson Contreras is jumping around a little bit back there. So just want to be sure that we're not going to keep seeing that all game. 1-2 count here. 2 outs. Wilson setting up low, and that pitch is low. Swing and a miss. Beautiful breaking ball. Just goes right under the bat of Pilar there to end the inning. Beautiful strikeout. And that'll keep the score tied 0-0 here. Rizzo coming up to bat for the Cubs when they come back after it looks like they're taking a quick commercial break there. So, guys, this gives me a chance to talk to you a little bit. Got the bets. Got Patrick Quinn joining us. He'll be joining us for the 4th inning today. So if you're in here, tuning in for Patrick, he'll be here in the 4th inning today. So he's going to come hang out in the 4th inning. We're going to talk to him, get his take on Cubs baseball, right? The game tonight, but not just the game tonight. Like I said, I think there's a lot of questions that we need answered about this Cubs team. It's the reality is, where are we at? I don't know exactly. And so you bring a guy like Patrick on, and we can maybe get an insight there from him. Patrick, though, is the Inside Fighting Line Athletics podcast. So he's going to be joining us here for the 4th inning today. Cubs looking to close out the series strong. Looking to close it out strong here against the Mets. Like I said, I'll be with you guys tomorrow. So we got to get a day game tomorrow. Let's see here. We'll pull up the schedule real quick. Just want to make sure I get everything correct here. Don't want to send anybody off here on the old schedule. So tomorrow, got a 1:20 Central start against the Brewers. So seeing the Brewers again, looking to be able to have a different outcome than the last time we saw the Brewers. Last time I worked some of those Brewers games here, was with you guys. They were rough. So Cubs looking to turn that around a little bit here. 3 games against the Milwaukee Brewers to take us through the weekend. And then on Monday, the Cubs will be in Atlanta for a 4-game series against the Braves. So 3 quick ones against Milwaukee at home. And then the Cubs will go ahead and after that Sunday game, they'll fly down to Atlanta. They've got a 6:10 p.m. start on Monday. So I will be with you guys tomorrow afternoon, and we'll see if the Cubs can get things turned around against the Brewers. What a night last night, though, huh? Phenomenal if you're a Cubs fan. I mean, come on. And for all the shit that I've given Javi Baez and some of these guys all year, it's like, to be honest, last night, making things happen. Absolutely making things happen. Javi with the grand slam. And you know what? I'm trying to ride that high a little bit today, to be honest with you. Look at those bets. Look at those bets. You know exactly how I feel about Javi and Wilson Contreras. If you see those bets, absolutely. You know exactly how I feel about that. Oops, sorry about that, guys. I slipped on that one. I don't know why that. But there is some good news. Okay, cool. All right. I think I got that one issue fixed there in case production is tuned in here. I've got those commercials back up, so we'll be able to hit one of those after this inning, guys. All right, Rizzo coming up to bat here, bottom of the second. Let's see if the Cubs can get one on the board this inning, which would be phenomenal as we bet them with the money line today. So Rizzo's going to go ahead and take a strike high on that one. He's going to go ahead and watch that one just squeak in there at the bottom of the at the top of the strike zone, rather. Lucchesi. I got to look that up. I'm sure they're saying it on the broadcast. People are watching the broadcast like, you idiot. I know. Not a linguist. It's inside for a ball. 1-1 count here on Riz. He's going to trying to feel out Lucchesi a little bit early on. It feels like these Cubs hitters is not exactly the most accurate pitcher I've ever seen. I think those batters are starting to see that a little bit too. This guy's all over the place. That's going to be grounded to first base. Beautiful play by the Mets first baseman. Diving play there, Pete Alonso. Backhand catch, and he's going to throw it on over to the pitcher to get Rizzo out at first. One out here, bottom of the second. Another great play by the Mets defense. So apparently the Mets defense woke up and realized that they were getting absolutely drug on Twitter the other night. And they've woke up. Two really, really, really nice plays by their defense here so far in this game. That play at third base in the first inning, and then this Pete Alonso, or Peter Alonso as Mike was calling him. He goes ahead and makes a nice diving backhand catch there. Throws on over to the pitcher at first to get that out. So Rizzo grounds out to start the inning here, and now old Javi Baez. Look, if you're looking above me, Javi Baez hits a homer. Somebody's getting paid. As long as you go like or retweet that pinned tweet. Javi swinging for the fences as he always does. 91 miles an hour, and he swings and misses. That it was not even close to being anything. I don't know that I've seen a human swing as hard as Javi Baez just swung on that pitch. It's truly incredible. It's every single time this guy swings the bat, he is trying to absolutely hit that thing to the moon. He's going to go ahead and swing there at a high one and misses that one as well. So Javi letting it rip today. I think we're going to have a fun, hopefully, fingers crossed, 4 at-bats for Javi today. That would be awesome. Maybe 5. I would love it because of that bet, obviously, that I'm talking about. But we are going to be in for it with him. Golden sombrero the other day. That's what they call it. I learned this. Apparently, when you strike out 4 times, there's even an account on Twitter that tracks every time someone in the major leagues has a golden sombrero, which is 4 strikeouts in the same game. And, you've got Javi in that realm, 2 nights ago? And then last night, grand slam. So, incredibly hard to predict what old Javi's going to do. Last pitch was a ball there. So, the count's 1-2 here. And this pitch is going to be a swing and a miss. Javi Baez strikes out. Saw 3 fastballs that he liked in that at-bat. Gave all 3 of them a very healthy swing and couldn't connect at all. So, once again, I still believe in him. Look at the bets. Okay? Look at the bets. I believe in him. I believe in him today. Not super promising, though, because he has had a good career against this pitcher for the Mets. And right there, strikes him out. 3 fastballs. It's just a swing and a miss. But not the end of the world. Definitely coming up to bat. Still early in this game is the reason I say not the end of the world. 2 outs here, bottom of the second. Chicago Cubs, New York Mets, tied at 0. Looks like a beautiful night there at Wrigley Field. You got to love it. I miss going to Wrigley, I don't, like I said, lived in Chicago 25 years in the Chicagoland area. Been to Wrigley many times, and unfortunately, I get back. Don't get me wrong, I get back. But, how many times are you going to get back home during the Cubs season? Yeah, a couple, A lot of times they're out of town. It just hasn't worked out. You miss it, though. I do love Wrigley. As I've said before, we got some inside info, too. We got some people that work in the stadium. Here on Cubs Fancast TV, we've really got the info for you. Duffy, now working from behind, counts 0-2, bottom of the second, 2 outs. Working from behind here a little bit, but that's all right, Look, here's the deal. I'm seeing a couple new people popping in, so if you notice above my head, real simple, go to Twitter, Cubs Fancast TV's Twitter account, retweet or like the pinned tweet. And if any of those bets hit, I am giving you half the money. We're splitting the money, you and me. Want to have a good time in here. We're watching the Cubs. It's supposed to be a good time, guys. Cheers. Have a good one. Let's keep the momentum going from yesterday. How about that? Let's keep that momentum going from yesterday. Offense looked great yesterday. 1-2 count to Duffy here. That's a breaking ball. He's going to swing and miss. That's a beautiful breaking ball. 80 miles an hour there. Strikes him out. 2 strikeouts in the second inning here for the Cubs. And unfortunately, that's not going to do it. But I think I got that ad set back up. So, once again, if you guys are interested, I do a podcast. I'm lucky enough to sponsor this show. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a little clip from it, and then I'll see you guys on the other side. But there is some good news, though, too. Scientists are actively trying to understand how the water bears are able to be so resilient for a bunch of great reasons. And I'll turn here to Thomas Boothby from TED Ed. Like, if you ever see on YouTube, like TED Talks, um, their education platform. So he said that scientists are trying to understand how water bears stabilize their biological molecules under extreme conditions because they believe that we may be able to apply that knowledge to help us stabilize vaccines or develop stress tolerant crops to cope with climate change, which I think is super cool. Like the fact that we might be able to use the information that we gain from these animals to help protect humanity from the effects of climate change on our food sources and potentially more, to be honest with you, viruses and bacteria that could potentially and probably more than likely will affect our day-to-day life. The fact that we could use information that we gain from studying these micro animals to protect us from some of that stuff is really, really cool. He goes on to say they might also give us clues as to the environmental limits of biological life and how to protect astronauts, in addition to helping us answer the question of whether or not life can be supported on planets less hospitable than our own. I mean, come on, when has that been more relevant than right now? We have a rover on Mars right now. Elon Musk is talking about wanting to colonize Mars right now. So once again, this could be wildly helpful to understand that question of how are they able to do this. But, I go back to the point that I made earlier, which is they don't know the answer to that yet, though. All right, guys, we're back. Chicago Cubs baseball here on the Fancast. You gotta love it. It's just a good time. We're hanging out on the stream. We're trying to win a little bit of money. Pitcher batting for the Mets here, so you always feel good about that. Williams go ahead, deals 2 strikes quick. So 0-2 count here, top of the third. Chicago Cubs and the New York Mets are tied 0-0. Williams breaking ball outside. Once again, robot ump says that should have been a called third strike there. You guys might or might not know how I feel about the robot ump. I feel like it might be time. Once again, I am open to people as Williams strikes out the opposing pitcher with a low, looks like a low off-speed pitch there. 1 out, top of the third. Might be time. Once again, I've said this before. I'm not totally sold on the robot umps quite yet. I'm just curious more to hear people's arguments for robot umps or not robot umps. Got some wildness in the chat there. His, hers, wines, whiskey. That I don't know if that's out of frustration or what, but maybe that's how he feels about the robot umps. Williams going to go ahead and start with a breaking ball there. Strike here. Leadoff batter for the Mets back up. Second at bat. This game's been going pretty quick, I'll be honest. Neither team getting much going offensively, so this game's kind of flying by a little bit here. But Williams dealing there. Another breaking ball. That one's going to be a little too low and inside, so that's a ball. 1-1 count here. 1 out, top of the third. Remember, guys, we're just 1 inning away. 1 inning away. We've got Patrick Quinn in the 4th inning joining me. We're going to talk Cubs baseball. We're going to talk a little bit of Cubs baseball there as Williams throws a high fastball there. Swing and a miss. 1-2 count. Talk a little Cubs baseball. I'm curious his thoughts on who the Cubs need to try to move at the trade deadline and who they need to try to sign long term. That seems to be the big topic on Cubs Twitter. As that ball is hit out to center field, Marisnik's just going to go ahead and make a nice catch there. So 2 outs now here. Top of the 3rd inning. Chicago Cubs looking to get back to 500. A place they need to get to. And in baseball, it's such a big number, right? 500. You want to be at 500? Just get under it. That's all it takes. And in a sport like this, I often think about 500 as that pitch is in for a strike. Oh, one count. I would think about getting to 500 in baseball, kind of similarly to the stock market, right? Sometimes you got stocks that trade sort of sideways. And there's a lot of teams that are going to hover around 500 all season. And they're going to have periods of time where they break a few games above it and they slide a few games below it, but they're generally just going to sit there. They're generally just going to sit there all season and kind of trade sideways, right? That's what they say in the market, I believe. Once again, not a financial advisor. But they're going to go ahead and there's a lot of teams that are like that. Then there's the teams that can get to the point, because it's such a long season, where they can kind of get to the point where they're right around 500 and then they break through that sort of level there, right? They break through, like I said, similar to how they talk about the stock market. It's going to be that pitch is going to be low for a ball. 1-1 count. These teams they'll break through. This is absolutely not financial advice. That's why his, hers, wines, whiskey. That's why I said that. It's not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. I'm not a financialist, nor am I a linguist. However, there are some teams that can break above that 500 mark and they kind of run with it. They get a little momentum when they get at that point and they run with it. Williams dealing here. That ball's going to be grounded to third. That's a nice, easy play there for Duffy. He's going to go ahead and throw that batter out at first. And another quick inning. 1-2-3 there. Cubs going to the bottom of the third inning now. David Bodie is going to lead off third inning. Looking at the bottom of our lineup when the Cubs come back up. So trying to get something going here. Man, did we use up all the offense last night? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think so. But more pessimistic fans are not as thrilled with last night in terms of they kind of feel like that was us making up for a lot of the, and I keep saying us like I'm on the team, but they feel like that's the Cubs making up for this slow start to the season. I can understand that a little bit of frustration. But once again, this is a game of streaks. This could be the beginning of a little nice little streak here. We'll see. We will absolutely see. Chicago Cubs baseball. Remember, guys, we're half an inning away. Patrick Quinn's going to be joining us. We're talking Cubs baseball. We're just having a good time. I'm trying to get people paid. Once again, take a look above my head. You can win some of that money. Just go scoot on over to Twitter. Let's see. In between the top and the bottom of the inning, guys, let me go ahead and talk to you guys about Fiverr. If you go ahead and look over to the bottom left of your screen, you will see a logo for Fiverr. Fiverr is an absolutely essential business tool, in my opinion, for small businesses, especially nowadays. What Fiverr allows you to do is it allows you to hire freelance workers that can come in and do very specific tasks for your business. So maybe you have a need that's accounting based, right, for your business. And once again, maybe you just work for a small business, and this is something that you think might be interesting that you want to talk to the owner about. Maybe you own the small business. Maybe you have a family member who owns a small business. Fiverr is a great tool. So you can find freelancers, and you're able to, like I said, you're able to get a lot of tasks. Let's call them project-based tasks covered. So things that have to do with accounting, things that have to do with graphic design, maybe video editing, a lot of media and marketing types of stuff. And it's a very affordable cost. So if you are interested in learning more about Fiverr, go ahead. I believe on all the channels that we have, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all that, there should be a link in the description of the video. You guys can go ahead and go over to Fiverr and check that out. But we love them for being a sponsor. Shout out Fiverr. You guys are the freaking best. Let's do this thing. Taking it to the moon. As we grow, Fiverr grows, right? And we know what we have, guys. If you're any other company that's looking to get some airtime here on the Fancast, go ahead and hit us up. You will never get us cheaper. That's a fact. It's just an absolute fact. And we know what we have here. So, great opportunity to grow with us. As you saw, Scott earlier in that video said, if you're a small business and you would like to get a little bit of content put out there for free for you, we would love to do that. We would love to help you out. Just go ahead and DM ScottyO32 on Twitter your video that you would like us to play on stream, and we will do that for you. So, Chicago Cubs up to bat again. Bottom of the third. Looking to make something happen here. I believe, let's see, we got David Bodie up to bat to lead off the inning. So you're seeing the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Cubs right now. And in the bottom of the third, the Cubs have a lot of power at the beginning of their lineup. They've got a lot of power at the beginning of that lineup. And so you get that 7 or 8 batter on base, and things start to get very interesting with the Chicago Cubs. I was going to watch a breaking ball. Just break in there. That was a bit of a looper. That one looked like it might have slipped, but it breaks in there. Bodie watches it go by for a strike. 1-2 count, bottom of the third here. Game's tied 0-0. A beautiful Wrigley Field. Looks like I'm starting to get those lights cut on there. It's a crazy thing. Night games at Wrigley. They didn't used to have them. If you're a younger fan watching this, those lights at Wrigley are not as old as you think. That pitch was high for a ball. So 2-2 count here. David Bodie batting .205 on the year. 2 homers, 10 RBIs. Played in 16 games. So, once again, small sample size, 10% of the season, right? That's what 16 games is. 10% of the season. That's a good way to think about it. I think that's a really good way to frame it up. I think that's some good framing there for the casual fan that may be letting themselves get a little too high or a little too low on the way the Cubs have played so far this year. Don't know who's getting a little too high, but after last night, maybe. Bodie's going to foul that one back. So 2-2 count, bottom of the third. Cubs. First time through the order here. Marisnik on deck. And then you'll have that pitcher spot up. This inning. 2-2 count, bottom of the third. And that's 93 miles an hour there inside to Bodie. Just freezes him, and that's a strikeout. Just freezes him there. And I tell you what, the kid for the Mets is pitching. He's dealing a little bit. He is absolutely dealing right now. Very surprising, as you can tell by my bets. Very surprising. Very, very surprising. But nonetheless, you wonder as we go through the order here, the second and third time, how well he's able to hold up, especially that second time through. I think I'm assuming a lot by thinking he's going to be around for a third time through the order. But second time through the order, you're curious to see if they've figured this out a little bit. Marisnik steps into the right side of the batter's box here. He's going to watch a breaking ball break in there for a strike. Similar spot there. It's not a fast breaking ball. I mean, 77 miles an hour. It's kind of looping in there a little bit, in my opinion, but he's throwing it high, and then it's just kind of dipping into the top of the strike zone. It's very interesting to see so far. He's going to throw that one way outside. It's a fastball for a ball, so that's a 1-1 count to Marisnik. 1 out here, bottom of the third. It's very interesting. He's gotten a couple of these Cubs hitters on that. He's going like this looping breaking ball up top, and then that inside fastball has been working a little bit too. That's going to be a fastball low for a ball, so 2-1 count here. 92 miles an hour on the gun on that pitch. Tell you what, a lot of physically moves a lot on this pitch. This windup is a little bit crazy. It's electric. I mean, there's a lot of, he's going over the top. Okay. Yep. It's very, you know what that windup reminds me of? It's like one of those, like when you got those like the little dogs do the dog show and they like boop, 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 and every step looks like perfectly planned, like step. Everyone looks perfectly planned. That's how every element of this dude's windup is. It's like he's here, and then he's locked, and then we're going to do this, and then the leg, and then like this. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts, but they seem like it's all like exactly how it should be, which is very interesting. It's like very like, it's a very odd windup, but it seems to all have a purpose. So, I don't know. There's just a lot going on there, for a guy that doesn't throw many strikes by my estimation. But he's kind of shutting the Cubs out right now, so I don't know. What the hell do I know, right? Just a guy on the internet that loves the Cubs. Been a Cubs fan my whole life as that ball's fouled off. 3-2 count here, 1 out, bottom of the third. Been a Cubs fan my whole life. Love the Chicago Cubs. I love Wrigley Field. I've had many good memories there. But don't take anything I say too seriously here, guys. I'm just a guy on the internet. Sounds like a kids show character. Yep. Exactly. It's just how it goes. It's just how it is. Kids show character. He's just the pitcher. He's got all his moves. And so far, they are working. He's far less, He's not really a kids show character like superhero, though. It's kind of underwhelming. I feel like that's saved for the more aces of the league. The Kyle Hendricks, if you will. This guy's more of like a support character. like a helpful bus driver or something on the children's cartoon. That's how I see him there. His, hers, wines, whiskeys. If you guys aren't sure what I'm talking about, check the chat. We're in the chat here a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and bring Patrick Quinn on here in the fourth inning. So go ahead and stay tuned for that. But that's what I'm speaking to there. So if you guys want to get in the chat, we're talking. We're kind of curious who you want to see the Cubs re-sign, who you'd like to see them trade at the trade deadline. Maybe it's a big topic of conversation on Twitter lately. I think it's a little early in the season, but I'm here to talk about what the people want to talk about, right? Bottom of the third, full count here, 1 out. Remember, guys, I'm trying to get you paid. Look above me. If any of those bets hit, I am splitting the winnings with someone that likes or retweets our pinned tweet. I'm trying to give you guys some money. If the Chicago Cubs do what they're supposed to do, I'm absolutely going to give you guys some money. So we're going to split the winnings, right? So those bets you can see right there. Cubs money line. I bet $50. That will win me $48. I am going to give someone $24. All you have to do is just like or retweet that pinned tweet. That's all I'm asking. I'll pick somebody. You're getting $24 for hitting a button. Let's see. Got to hit one button to open Twitter. That pitch is going to be outside for a ball. Marisnik walks. 1 out. Bottom of the third. Cubs have a runner on first. That's all it is. You guys go on Twitter. It's one button to open Twitter. Let's think about it. 2 clicks because you got to open the search bar. You type in Cubs Fancast TV. We pop up. 3rd click, you're going to click on that. And then you're going to hit that retweet or that like. You could do both. I would really appreciate it. But either way, that's an option that you guys have there. Not only does it help support us, but you might win some money. So, it's just that easy. What are we talking about here? 4 clicks and you win a little cash and you're watching the Cubs? I love it. Williams up to bat here. Runner on first for the Cubs. He's squaring up to bunt, but that breaking ball is going to stay outside. Does not break in for a ball. So 1-0 count here. Bottom of the third. 1 out. Just trying to get some people paid, man. That's what I'm here to do. Have a little fun. Watch the Cubs game. Get some people paid. Hang out in the chat a little bit. I mean, come on. What could be better? Not much. Maybe being at the game there live. That's the only thing I can think of. Got a guy absolutely housing a hot dog there. If you guys are watching the game, my man in the blue hoodie up there to the left, behind home plate, kind of over to the left. If you're looking at the screen, just housing a hot dog there. I mean, maybe 3 bites to take that thing down. This is going to be another ball, by the way, on that pitch. So it's a 2-0 count here. Williams, the pitcher for the Cubs, batting. Up in the count here, 2-0, though. Things get a little interesting. Man, my man was up there like Kobayashi. I'm telling you. He was housing it. He's on his phone now. Maybe he's watching the stream. Just going to hear me talk about his hot dog eating prowess. Like Kobayashi. He didn't swing there. All right. Williams checks his swing there, and that'll put us in a 3-0 count here. Bottom of the third with 1 out and a runner on. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Williams looked like he was going to square to bump, but that ball's going to be low, and that'll walk him. Cubs with runners on first and second here in the bottom of the third with 1 out. You love to see that. Look at that. Phenomenal. 2 runners on here. 1 out. Bottom of the third. Cubs with a runner in scoring position. I believe this is the first runner in scoring position that we've had in this whole game for either team. So things are going. Give them the green light. Good thing they didn't, right? Good thing they didn't because he got on base. But I'll be honest. I don't always hate giving the pitcher the green light. I don't always hate it when he's up there. See what happens. 3-0 count. I also don't hate that. See what happens. Maybe not with the pitcher on the 3-0 count, but I don't hate it. I like to roll the dice a little bit and see what happens. Ian Happ up to bat, and he's going to watch a ball there low. So that's 5 straight balls here from Lucchesi. And that's going to bring out the coach. Of course it's going to bring out the coach. Come on, you can't be out here throwing 5 balls in a row, dude. Are you kidding me? They're not going to put up with that. They got to talk to you. They're going to try to settle you down. I don't know what you say here. What do you think he's saying? Because in my mind, it's like, bro, what the hell are you doing? Just throw a strike. Would have been a homer. His response Whiskies. Maybe. Very well might have been. Very, very well might have been. I guess we won't know though. I guess we won't know. But yeah, I don't know what you're telling him there. I mean, you're probably he's got the mask on, COVID, so he's can't read his mouth there, can't read what he's saying. But I'm imagining he's saying, "Hey, man, this is Major League Baseball. You can't throw 5 balls. You just walk the pitcher on 4 pitches. Like fuck, you got to fix it." That's what I'm thinking he's saying. It's probably more optimistic than that as he is his coach, but either way. Lucchesi is struggling here for the Mets. And the Cubs looking to take advantage. Ian Happ's going to drive that ball to right field. And it's dropped. The right fielder dropped it. Marisnik's rounding third. Nope, he's going to stay at third. So he caught it, and then he dropped it. Oh, we are going to have an interesting situation here, I can already tell. Because, if you guys are just listening, that ball is hit out to right field. Looked like the right fielder took a step in and then realized the ball was going to go over his head. So he started trailing backwards. I guess as I'm seeing the replay, so essentially he starts trailing backwards, catches the ball, and then as he's trying to transfer it from his glove to his throwing hand, it slips out. Marisnik was tagging, so he was going to get third either way. And he doesn't score there. So that will be an out. That is an out. Looks like the fans in the bleachers are giving it to the right fielder a little bit right there, as they should. As they absolutely should. So that'll be a fly out. Bottom of the third, 2 outs. Runners on first and third, though, here for Wilson Contreras as he takes a strike there. Fastball inside. So interesting position here. Got a runner on first and third. 2 outs, bottom of the third. Wilson Contreras up to bat, 0-1 count. And Wilson Contreras, remember, I got him to hit a homer today. That's that's one of the bets I made. So every time him and Javi come up, we are rooting for a homer all day. That's going to be a fastball inside for a ball. 1-1 count here. Bottom of the third, 2 outs. Can the Cubs go ahead and score here? They got runner in scoring position here with 2 outs. It's a big play. It's like third down in football, right? We've talked about that before. These are the situations where you got to put the bat on the ball. Willie Contreras here. He's going to swing at that fastball and foul it off. So we're looking at a 1-2 count here. Bottom of the third, 2 outs. Cubs threatening. Remember, guys, as soon as this inning ends, we're going to go ahead and shoot on over to a quick commercial, and then we're going to be back with Patrick Quinn, host of the Inside Illini Athletics podcast. He's going to join us for the 4th inning today. And then when we get to the 5th inning, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys a little bit a few ways that you can support the show. We're going to give you an idea of that. Wilson Contreras lines the ball back to the pitcher, and he cannot make a play. That'll go ahead and score a run there. That's what I am talking about. Let's go. Wilson Contreras smokes the ball right back to the pitcher. Ball bounces off him. He can't field it. Just out there looking like an idiot. Didn't know where his hands were. It was a mess. And at the end of the day, that's going to score a run. I don't really care how you get the runs at this point. Just get them. Just couldn't field it. Sliding around on the ground. Just, I'll be honest. The Mets pitcher looking far less than athletic on that play. Yeah. Far less than athletic. Some would say my niece could have made that play. I am one of them. And he didn't. Now he's convincing looks like the training staff that he's fine after he got that ball hit back at him and couldn't field it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. The only injury that I think happened on that play was to his pride. I don't actually see any reason why my man cannot continue to pitch, and I hope he does. I hope he does, because the Cubs are getting a little something going here in the bottom of the third. So, bottom of the third, runners on first and second. 2 outs in the game. Wilson Contreras with a nice little RBI. Let's just call that an RBI smash off the pitcher's glove, essentially, was what that was. Allowing Marisnik to score. Cubs take a 1-0 lead. And I like that for that money line bet that we made. So I got to check Twitter here. Maybe I'll check during that commercial break as I'm getting Patrick set up here and see what we can do. See where we're at. Who's trying to win some money. I know I am. At the end of the day. Isn't that what we're all trying to do? Watch the Cubs. Have a good time. Maybe have a beer or two. Win a little cash. What's better than that, right? I mean, if you're watching the stream, you're probably thinking to yourself, nothing, obviously. But just so you know, I'm in agreement with you. I don't find a whole lot better than that either. Chris Bryant stepping up here with runners on first and second, bottom of the third, 2 outs. And okay, so pitcher's going to step off there. It looked like on accident. My man looks very confused out here. I'm going to be honest with you. If you are a Mets fan, you can't love what you're seeing out of your pitcher so far here in this third inning as Chris Bryant fouls that pitch back. 0-1 count. There's just, yeah, I'm not trying to be too hard on my man. Trust me, if you guys have heard me talk about Jock Peterson, you understand that I am more than willing to be critical of the Cubs at times. However, it does seems like my man's struggling a little bit up there. So we'll see if Chris Bryant can take advantage here. 0-1 count. And that breaking ball is low, 76 miles an hour in the dirt. Lucchese's pitch count's up to 55 right now in the bottom of the third, and I'm going to level with you. Kind of saw this coming, but I don't think we're going to see much more of him. I'm not saying they're not going to throw him back out there in the fourth. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying in general, I don't think we're going to be seeing my man in the 6th and 7th inning today, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. That pitch is that's a low fastball. Bryant's just going to watch that one kind of down there in the dirt. 2-1 count. Bottom of the third, 2 outs. We've got the New York Mets down 1-0 right now. So they're just trying to get out of this inning with just this one run. But, I mean, you're facing Chris Bryant here. He's up in the count 2-1. Runners on first and second. Who knows? Another low breaking ball, not in the strike zone. So 3-1. Bottom of the third, 2 outs here. Chris Bryant's got to like where he's at right now. He's absolutely got to love it. He's got to like where he's at here. Up in the count. You got runners on. And once again, runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Can the Cubs take advantage of that situation? Chris Bryant's going to drive that ball deep to left center field, off the wall. And that should score 2. Wilson Contreras sliding in head first. The catcher can't make that play. And that's a 2-run, absolute smashed ball to left field, left center. Bounces off the wall. I mean, he was a foot away from that being a home run. 2 feet away. Fans are digging it. They're up there. Oh, hey, dancing a little bit. A little TikTok going on, I see. Okay, let's get it. That's what I'm talking about. How's that? How you like that bet now? My friends, if you're watching this, please. The Chicago Cubs are up 3-0. You have a chance to win $24 by hitting 4 buttons. Open Twitter. Hit the search bar. Type in Cubs Fancast TV. Click on us. Like that pinned tweet. You might win $24. I mean, they're up 3-0 right now. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. But playing well right now. Wilson Contreras slides in head first, and to be honest, the catcher didn't even have the ball, so that wasn't going to be an issue. Lucchese getting absolutely pummeled this inning. Cubs with a runner on third now, and Anthony Rizzo up to bat. Bottom of the third, 2 outs. This game slowed down a little bit now. Right, I was talking about this game's moving fast earlier, and it was. Cubs were struggling a little bit that first time through the order, but now, the second time through, they're starting to figure things out. Anthony Rizzo up to bat here. Runner on third, bottom of the third, 2 outs. That breaking ball, he finally gets it in there, barely at the bottom of the zone. Rizzo swings, he's just way out ahead of it and misses that one. I mean, the kid's got a good breaking ball. I was talking about it earlier. He just can't, the control seems to be the issue, to be honest with you. And I'm not super familiar with the New York Mets. I'll level with you. But I don't know. I think the control seems to be the issue here. That's going to be a fastball. Shortstop's going to slide on over and make that play. So that'll end the inning there. Cubs get 3 runs that inning. Chicago Cubs lead this game 3-0 as we head into the 4th. I'm going to go ahead and throw us over to a commercial here real quick, guys. But please, if you're watching right now, go ahead and stay tuned because when we come back from this commercial, we're going to have Patrick Quinn on talking some Cubs baseball.
Hey Fancast, how we doing? I'm Scott with Fancast, and I want to let you know about the thing that we're doing for small businesses that want to advertise with us. If you're a small business and you have a 15 to 30 second commercial that you want to advertise with us on Fancast, feel free to send that to me on Twitter, Scottyo32, or you can upload it to our website in a couple days once we have the feature working, and we will advertise for you on our Fancast for free.
All right. What's going on, guys? We're back. All right, let me make sure I get a little centered here. All right, we're back here for the 3rd inning. Got Patrick Quinn with us. Patrick, you're from the Inside Illini Athletics podcast, correct?
Yes,
Awesome,
I am. Yeah.
Awesome. Dude, got the Cubs going here. They got a little bit going there in the 3rd.
Yeah, I was happy to see that because I was afraid with all the runs they scored last night, we were going to be screwed.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was feeling the same way, man. So what's your take? I'm curious what your take is so far on the season as a whole.
So far, I've had 0 expectations. And if you would have asked me that question on Sunday night, I would have said, get rid of Hendricks, trade him. Because at that moment, I thought, well, the Cubs are packing it in, trade bait. He's got, he's got 3 years left.
Yeah, I think
on his
so.
contract?
I think that's right. Yeah.
I think he's the only one that has a long-term contract that you'd want to trade.
Right.
I don't even know if anybody would want Hayward.
Right.
But,
yeah, at this point, right?
Yeah, everybody else is a rental. you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's the thing. I mean, that's what you're seeing. At least that's what we've been talking about that a lot here. That's what you're seeing a lot on Twitter is you're seeing a lot of people that are already getting very concerned with who the Cubs need to extend and who they need to try to let walk or at least trade, try to move at the deadline. And the one name that I at least keep consistently seeing that people would like to hold on to so far this year is Contreras. Everybody loves what Wilson Contreras is doing. And I'll be honest with you, the guy that I see the most chatter about just across the board all over the place, people cannot make up their mind about Chris Bryant.
Yeah, I would say Chris Bryant, people can't make up their mind about, and Javi Baez, just because he's so hot and cold too, you know?
He is, absolutely, yeah. I think Javi's an interesting one because, I mean, what was it? They wanted to give him, what was it, like $180 million?
Yes,
and he turned that down, so, I mean, that's a big...
And supposedly, he's open to negotiating.
Yeah, I mean...
That's a golf shot.
Yeah, that's absolutely... So the Mets are going to go ahead and hit a homer to the left there. Had a runner on second. So that's just like that, man. Things change. Williams, man. Williams is an interesting pitcher for us. I'll level with you. I don't know. Once again, you talk about Reynolds, right? And
yeah,
I know his last outing was all right. I'm not sold. I'll be honest. I know that homer there. That's right. That's the time to bring it up, but not 100% sold. Man. Yeah, you hate to see that after the inning they just had. So Mets are going to...
And he just came over from the Pirates, right?
Yep.
Wasn't he from the Pirates?
Yeah, he was with the Pirates. And once again, my understanding is not having an unbelievable career with Pittsburgh. There's a reason he's not there anymore. And so I think, one of those guys that's a rental, gives up a homer there. Cubs are still up 1, though, so...
Yeah, and he's got that history with the Cubs. His dad was a fan, worked for the Cubs at the stadium.
His cool story.
Yeah, this is a great story.
Absolutely.
I would just like to see him be successful. That's the big thing.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
You know what I mean? But I get you.
My feeling is with those guys that are more bottom of the rotation guys, I always think your job is sort of similar. I was talking about this earlier to the role of like a vice president where it's like do no harm. Essentially, that's the idea. They don't need you to do anything spectacular out there when you're at the bottom of the rotation, but you just got to be able to not be a liability, right? That's where you run into an issue. A lot of these teams,
you got to be able to pitch 6 innings.
You do.
That's all.
You do. You really do. That's all they need. You just keep them in the game and try not to be a liability. And, a guy like him, maybe he can't fill that role, right? It's a small sample size so far. Don't get me wrong. This year, we're still at the very beginning of this season. But I really think at that part of the rotation, that's what you're looking for. And that ball's drove deep to center. That's going to be off the wall. And that'll be
Marisnik, I've been really impressed with Marisnik.
Absolutely.
I knew nothing about him.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, he's honestly, he's one of my favorites right now.
Oh, yeah. He's played well. I mean, in the role that he's in, certainly he's played well, right? I think, can he be?
I think he's proving to people he wants to play.
Absolutely.
Right?
And I think he's looking around and going, look, you got some Reynolds. They're probably going to trade some guys. Can I maybe be an everyday guy here? They start to make some of those moves, and maybe all of a sudden he's just an everyday guy that can be a staple that we're seeing in Chicago for a while. Who knows, right?
Who knows? I mean, the ball that was hit the center, it hit off the fence.
Yep.
So it wasn't like Marisnik couldn't make the catch, and looks like they're maybe looking to see if this is a home run.
Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, I think that's exactly what they're doing. Yep. So he's gonna. Yeah.
Still got his oven mitt on like he was going to be
running,
standing on second, but
looks like
that could be a home run.
Yeah.
Man.
I think that's
I don't know what the ground rules are there.
Yeah, what do they play on that little? Yeah, so it hits that little. It's almost like a little cuz it's on the fence there. So
like a fence, the lip of the fence.
Yeah, the lip of the fence. They've almost got it looks like a little rubber tube running along there, and it looks like it bounced off of that. For those of you that are just listening, it's like that at Wrigley. They've got those cages that kind of come off, and that right on the lip of that cage.
Looks like he's going to stay at second, man.
Yeah, so he's there. Yep, so he'll stay at second. Top of the 4th, no outs. Cubs are up 3-2. We're here with Patrick Quinn. Patrick, man, so How long you been a Cubs fan, man? Give us a little bit of your background here with the old Chicago Cubs.
Well, okay. Well, that's a really interesting question. So the first season I can really remember being a Cub was 1984.
Okay.
Uh, so I was 4 at the time. So just to give you an idea, I'm 41.
Gotcha. Yep.
So the 84 season was the season I was spoiled that year because I thought every year was going to be like that.
Right. Of course.
And, my dad is from the south side of Chicago. But the thing is my grandfather worked for the Tribune.
Okay.
And my great-grandfather was the chief groundskeeper at Wrigley Field.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
So if you look him up,
Yep.
if you Google Joseph Patrick Quinn, Chicago Cubs or Wrigley Field, you'll see his obit. And I think, I don't want to get this wrong, but I think he literally came off the boat from Ireland, okay? My great-grandfather. He came off the boat and got a job with the Cubs. I think it was in it was early. It was like 1930.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
And then he's one of the reasons why the grass at Wrigley was so high in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and he retired in the late 60s.
Okay.
So the players were always pushing him to have the grass really high, and he listened to him, but he was kind of a stubborn Irishman,
Right. Yep.
You know how we can be, and he wanted to do it his way. So, I think what Cubs ownership did back then was they knew that the Cubs were going to be so until the late 60s. So they just kind of let him do his thing with Wrigley Field.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
But here's another thing that he was always concerned about was how it looked on TV.
Oh, interesting.
So,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, back then, so he sort of saw them usher in the era of television baseball.
Yeah.
And
he was with them.
All of a sudden,
he was with the Cubs back then.
All of a sudden, that grounds crew becomes a lot more important when you've got, however many eyes you've got on you. And back then, I can't even imagine back then. I would guess there were some games that every person in Chicago was tuning into back then. At least everyone with the TV.
Oh, yeah. And they had day baseball too.
Yeah, that's right.
So
that's right.
Like they would care. Ooh, that bat went flying.
Yeah, he threw that one. Luckily, they got that net there now. Yeah.
Yeah. But so what is it? 3-2, no outs.
Yep, no outs. Runner on second now, top of the fourth.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean the Mets are threatening here. Yeah, he just lost that bat right there. It just slips out of his hand.
Yeah.
Luckily, more behind, but they've got that extended net now. So,
thank goodness
luckily,
they
you don't
do.
see any more of those. When I was a kid, my dad actually had tickets through his work that were like 3 rows behind the dugout. And it was a big deal when we would go to those games that anytime a lefty came up, you had to be very aware. You had to be very, very aware. And even with some of those righties, man, you'd see a guy throw a bat every now and then, or you'd see somebody smoke a line drive out there, and it might be 10 seats over from you, and it'll wake you up.
Oh gosh.
It used to be the net was not even extended out. I mean, it was all just open there, and you saw some people definitely have some issues. I mean, I've seen some people catch some baseballs with their shoulder, with their side of their.
You know what? When you sit that close and you see a ball come by, there's two things. There's two kinds of fans. There's ones that duck, and there's others that kind of forget where they are.
Yep.
And I've had a foul ball at Busch Stadium because I live in St. Louis, and me and my wife went to a Cardinals game a couple years ago. We were sitting right below the KMOX box.
Okay.
And a pop foul from Yadi Molina came straight back to me. And I was trying to go after it, but I kind of forgot that, if I lean too far, I could fall over. So luckily I was like, no, man, I'm too old for this. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, man, it's wild. It used to be wild. I think they just got to the point where you get a few too many unfortunate accidents, right? And then it's time to make a change, which I'm glad to see it. For me personally, being at the stadium, I don't think it changes too much of the atmosphere for me. I don't mind it. I actually kind of prefer the net. The minor league team here has had the extended net for a few years now, and it's no big deal, man. I think as long as you're keeping people safe.
Yeah, I'm all for
Absolutely.
it. It's in the name of safety.
Absolutely.
So 2-1 now.
Yep.
2-1. How many? I can't see. How many pitches does he have?
59 right now. So
Yeah, I think this might be it for me,
Yeah,
man.
I think so too. You're going to come around to that part of the batting order here. Let's see. Should be, yeah, potentially this next inning. So
He did not do his job today.
no, he did not.
I mean,
He did not.
because think about it, he won't even if he does not make it to the fifth inning, past the fifth inning, he won't even get the win or loss. He'll get a no decision.
Yep, and that hurts because you've got what I think it's still 13 games in a row that the Cubs have without a day off. So you want those starters to be able to go as long as they can, ideally, and especially with the Brewers coming up. These next
so the
three
Brewers
games.
And then the Atlanta Braves.
You would ideally, not want to eat into that bullpen if you could, but you know,
Did I see that the Reds are on the schedule too?
I think so.
Or am I dreaming that up?
I know.
Sometimes I get a mixed up schedule. I pay attention to both.
I want to say they were. I've actually got it right here. I
just because I want to keep an eye on the enemy and know
absolutely
what they're doing.
Absolutely, yeah. So it looks like I know it's 3 against the Brewers, then we got 4 against the Braves, and then 3 against the Reds.
Okay.
So you have
okay, cool.
Yeah, you go Reds, Dodgers, and then I think that day off comes somewhere in and around there. So not an easy stretch necessarily coming up for the Cubs. Just to be honest with the Brewers coming up these next 3 days here. That's proven to be a bit of a challenge for the Cubs the last few years.
Yeah, I am. I'm personally sick of the Brewers already. I get the MLB package because I live in St. Louis, so I can watch all different kinds of baseball, but I refuse to watch the Brewers because they're really good, and I really don't want to think of them if they even exist.
Looks like that ball was lined out.
Right, so that was
lined out to Baez there at short. So 2 outs here. Runners on first and second, though. So the Mets are still threatening, but if the Cubs can go ahead and get this last out here, it'll go a long way towards preserving that lead.
I mean, if I'm David Ross, I'm a former catcher, so I try to think like a catcher or like a manager. And I don't know about you, but if I'm David Ross, this
I agree
is
100%.
for Williams.
I think at this point, 63 pitches, and we're in the 4th. I mean, I think realistically, you're only up 1. I think with
who's this coming up to bat for the Mets? He's walking all like he owns the place.
Let's see. They just switched back to Javi here. Who is coming up for the Mets here?
I can't tell.
They're still showing us old Javi. Javi, man, with that grand slam last night. Goodness. That's what he needed.
And he was batting from the left side too. What the heck? I'll take it.
It's insane. See, I mean, when
off the third baseman who was in for pitching.
When you swing the way he does, it's. I mean, there's about 2 options when you swing the bat the way he does, and every now and then you get one of those where he just absolutely crushes it.
So I didn't see the Chiron. Was this Nemo?
Yeah, Nemo. Yeah, yep.
Okay.
So he's pinch hitting. So yeah, they're gonna go ahead and move on from. They're gonna go ahead and make a pitching change here. So Cubs will be seeing a new pitcher here in the bottom of the 4th, but just trying to get out of the top of the inning here if they can. And honestly, man, I mean, I haven't hated the pitching that I've seen so far out of the bullpens. Looked nice so far this year. I mean, I know that was a concern for a lot of people coming into the season, but so far, for the most part, they've had some moments.
Minus that Brewer series.
Yep.
That Brewer series is what did it for me.
That was the one. Yeah, it was. The
bullpen, you just can't trust the Cubs bullpen. No, that's the 2 biggest bugaboos is the Cubs bullpen and the fact that at the beginning of the season we just couldn't hit.
Just couldn't hit.
So
I actually saw ESPN ran an article 2 days ago speaking directly to the fact that the Cubs couldn't hit. And I believe that article had something along the lines of that the Cubs hitting was baffling opposing scouts and general managers.
Really?
And Williams going to strike him out there. So
got out of it. So Nimmo does not own Wrigley Field.
Not at all.
For the record.
Even though he's walking around like it. But yeah, they and then sure enough, they turned it on the 2 days after that article came out. So ESPN might have got him fired up, but
yeah, they must have stuck the article up in the clubhouse, wake up bat,
Absolutely.
Like Pedro Serrano.
Absolutely. But yeah, man, so we got a couple people popping in here. Let me just check the chat real quick. Hey, yeah, they love the story. They like the story about your grandpa there. They're pumped
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
if anybody Googles it, look it up. It's pretty cool. It's his obit from the Chicago Tribune, I think it
Yeah, that's
is, and
awesome.
it's a really cool
That
obit.
is. That
So
is. So we're in between
yeah.
innings here. Can you give the people a little bit of what's the podcast about? Give us a little.
So Inside Fighting Illini Athletics is the podcast, and it's through the University of Illinois. It's wherever you listen to podcasts, and it primarily focuses on Illinois football and basketball.
Okay.
The podcast will pick up in as normal starting in the fall. So probably like right around the end of August is when it'll pick back up. Break it up into seasons, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we're a big
I mean,
we're a very pro U of I show here. I've got 3 siblings. All of them have either graduated from or are currently attending the University of Illinois. So
I love
it's
it.
that's
I
a
love it.
fantastic. That's a special place for us down there in Champaign. I myself went
Yeah,
to
see,
Eastern Illinois, so that's kind of right down the road there. But
Yeah, Charleston.
absolutely.
Yeah. So I grew up in central Illinois in a town called Mahomet, just west of Champaign,
Yep.
if you drive down I-74. So I grew up there, and then I went to college and got my degree from Southern Illinois in Carbondale.
Okay, yeah,
So
great school
and
as
I got
well.
it in radio television. So
Great school as well.
yeah, it's a good school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt. That's awesome. Yeah, huge U of I fan. So let me get your take real quick because I know we got a few people listening that are huge U of I fans. What's your take on
Yeah.
that unfortunate ending to the basketball season, and also Fighting Illini basketball moving forward?
Okay, great question. So I thought immediately it would be a buzzsaw playing Loyola.
Yeah.
Loyola was not an 8 seed, wasn't a 9 seed, wasn't even anywhere near that. I would, if I had to go back in time, Loyola would be like a 5 or a 6 at least. And some people might scoff at that, but Illinois was disrespected. They were the 3rd ranked highest number 1 seed. Loyola it was a buzzsaw. If you saw the game, Illinois was never in the game, not even at all.
No, not at all.
Not at all. And then as far as the way the season is up to now, it's starting to look a little bright. You got some guys that are coming
Yep.
on. The kid from Florida that's transferring. Kofi's still not sure. I mean, sure, he's working out. He might go back to the U of I, but I don't think, in my heart of hearts, I don't think he's ready for the NBA. I don't think he's going to go. And he's just not on enough boards.
I tend to agree. So I work outside of this. I work in digital media, and I'm lucky enough to work for a company out here at the beach that works with a lot of professional basketball players to do a lot of like training in the off season and stuff like that. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of those guys that play that position in the NBA, still at this point, as surprising as it is for people, those guys that play center in the NBA, I'll be honest, they have more of a skill set than a lot of people realize. And unfortunately for Kofi, he's still got some work to do. He is not super effective if you take him away even remotely from the basket. And that's what those NBA teams are going to do to him. That 24-second shot clock is also going to be a problem for him, I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And
because it's going to take him 10 seconds to get up court.
Yep. And so
it could, I mean, I'm serious, 7 to 10
it does.
seconds.
It does. And like at the end of the day,
Hobby just struck out again.
which that's 2 right there already early.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. He's on pace for what, about 300 strikeouts at this point?
Yeah, and that's okay, I guess.
Yeah, right. But
as long as he hits bombs, you know.
But yeah, I mean, Kofi, I think I'd love to see him back. But
I think he's going to come back. I'd love to see him back. He needs to get those free throw shooting, down. If once he gets the free throws down, then he's going to be, a lottery pick. He'll be at least the first round.
Absolutely.
The thing he'll never do is never shoot threes. He's not going to be that guy. You take him, like you said, outside of that little, 8 to 10 foot range. He cannot shoot consistent.
No, he cannot. And he will have a tough time defending at that level, unfortunately. So another year wouldn't hurt him.
Yeah, not at all.
And it wouldn't upset
Not
me,
at all.
I'll tell you that.
I know. I would be excited about it. So I think there's that. There's the word that, and none of this is confirmed yet, but that I've seen, but as of this broadcast, but Orlando Antigua looks like he could be leaving.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe Chin Coleman. So you got two assistants that could be leaving, and those guys want to get paid. But the thing you got to remember is Chin Coleman. He brought in Io
He
DeSumo,
did.
and he was able to make inroads with Adam Miller. Orlando brought in Curbelo, Kofi, Bashanishvili.
Yep.
He brought those guys in. So, they're the deal closers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so, yeah, I mean, I think if you can retain one of them would be great. If you can get one of those guys back, that would be very helpful. Both very recruiting focused coaches. I agree with you.
Yes. And pay them.
Yes.
Just pay. I know it's easy for me to say pay them,
Right.
but you can find some donors. You can find
For
people
sure.
who want to kick
For
in.
sure. Absolutely. Especially after the season they had.
There's plenty.
Absolutely. People got those checkbooks ready, I think. I know it was a disappointing end to it, but there's something special going on there. I think people are more than willing to make that happen.
Yeah, and you got kids that, are Mr. Basketball in Wisconsin. You got kids that are going to come from, Utah, guys that already put in minutes. What you have to remember is if you're going to get a kid to transfer to your school and he was the leading scorer on his team, he's really good. We're talking Division I basketball.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, for sure. No doubt about it. Yeah, absolutely. Look, he's gonna look, but oh man, Bodie grounds out right there. Cubs go 1, 2, 3 in that inning. Patrick, if you can, let's stick around for the 5th inning here, and then I'll let you go. If you can go ahead and stick around for the 5th inning here, we'll get a little more into the Cubs.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and throw over to a quick little commercial here, real quick.
Okay.
Hey, Fancast. How we doing? I'm Scott with Fancast, and I want to let you know about the thing that we're doing for small businesses that want to advertise with us. If you're a small business and you have a 15 to 30 second commercial that you want to advertise with us on Fancast, feel free to send that to me on Twitter, Scottio32, or you can upload it to our website in a couple days once we have the feature working, and we will advertise for you on our Fancast for free.
All right, guys, we're back on here. Got Patrick Quinn here joining me. So, Patrick, let me ask you this: how'd you find out about the Cubs fan cast?
Through Twitter.
Nice. Yeah, been trying to hit Twitter hard. That's kind of the main spot that we like to operate in. So,
Yeah.
That's
how I found it. I mean, I was just following the Cubs hashtag.
Yep.
Because I tend to do that while I'm watching the game because I like to get everybody's different thoughts and opinions because mine's not the only one that matters. Usually I'm the one that's asking questions.
Right.
So I like to, be prepared, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think the Cubs Twitter world is an interesting one. I enjoy it. I think it's far more entertaining than a lot of other franchises.
Yeah, I will agree.
It's an unforgiving fan base, but they care.
Well, the worst is St. Louis Cardinals Twitter. The worst.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The worst.
I can imagine.
Because a lot of their fans are really smart. I mean, really smart people. They take baseball serious in this town. My favorite thing to do, and Cub fans that are in this forum, if you ever meet a Cardinal fan, I suggest you do the same thing. If you're not wearing any Cubs gear and you just start talking to somebody about baseball, just talk to them and just listen to them and see where they're coming from and then give your take.
Yep.
And then at the end of the night say, and by the way, yeah, I'm a Cubs fan.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, no way.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I just had 4 beers with you. You're not crazy? You're not an idiot?
Yep.
They have the biggest misconception of what this Cubs fan base is.
They do.
And it's changed.
It really has. I mean, I remember gosh, it was so crazy. Being a kid, it was just always a joke. I mean, it was every year the Cubs fans were seen as this like joke fan base that wasn't going to get anything and nothing was going to happen. And then, that all of a sudden it changed. And I think you're 100% right, man. That's very interesting. There has always been this weird stereotype, I guess. This stereotypical Cubs fan is like a goof, or at least was until they started having success, right? Just a goofy guy that just wanted to go drink beers and party in Wrigleyville. And I mean,
Yep.
it's
Yeah, we don't care about the game.
yep,
We just want to drink
uh,
beer. You're
yep,
right. I mean, like the perception of Harry Carey um, didn't really help either. I grew up watching Cubs baseball on WGN just like everybody
yep.
else, and I learned a lot from just listening to Harry and his broadcast style, but more importantly, Steve Stone.
Oh yeah.
He does not get enough credit.
No, absolutely not. I think see, and that's the thing. The Cubs have a rich history. Like people don't really realize, like it's not just Harry Carey. The Cubs have had a very strong history of the commentary, both the play-by-play and the color guys, just phenomenal. I mean, Len Casper moving over to the White Sox felt like a death blow at the time for a lot of Cubs fans. I mean, he's
Absolutely, yeah.
incredible. Like they really have had a long history across the board on that side of things of just really, really talented people. And I agree 100%.
I mean, and even Harry's grandson, who happens to be from this, like just down the road, literally from where I live.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that story about how he met Harry Carey. I don't know if you've heard it, but I could
Yeah,
tell
go
you.
for it. Yeah, yeah.
So Chip was living here in the St. Louis suburbs. It's a suburb called Manchester, Missouri. And he had never met Harry before. And the Cardinals were in town. Or, I'm sorry, the Cubs were in town. And this was like the early 80s. And, Harry knew everybody in St. Louis because he called Cardinals games for so long. And he owned this town too when he called Cardinals games. And so anyways, as the Cubs were in town to play the Cardinals, Chip's got a Little League baseball game. And the guy who was running the Manchester Little League baseball knew Harry, of course, invited Harry down to the field, and Harry came down and wanted to meet Chip, but Chip had no idea, who Harry was,
Right.
and Harry walked up and he goes, "Hey, I'm Harry Carey. Nice to meet you. I'm your grandfather." And he's at the baseball field, and Chip's like, "What?" You're who? You're my grandfather? What? I mean, you got to remember, this is the early 80s, and this is really before that Cubdom really picked up, because when Harry went to the Cubs, I believe in the 1980 season or 81 season, WGN had a very small fan base of like cable systems, and you had to be somewhere in the Midwest or you had to have a satellite. And I don't know for sure if you could get WGN in St. Louis at that time.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, remember Chip, his dad Skip, was in Atlanta calling Atlanta games. And I don't believe that Skip was married to Chip's dad at the time. I could be wrong. But that's the story that Chip tells on the record.
Oh man, that is awesome.
He met him at the baseball
That
field
is freaking
at his
awesome.
Little League baseball game.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I
Yeah.
cannot imagine. It's unreal.
Right.
Man. Oh, that's awesome.
And here, 17 years later, they were supposed to call Cubs baseball, and then Harry died tragically.
Right.
But so you had Chip, and you had Steve Stone, and then they said too much, bad stuff about the team, that the team, like the players boycotted them, and the team said, "Forget it, we don't want you anymore." So they let Steve Stone go.
It's tough.
I've talked to Steve Stone about it on Twitter, and he's still bitter about it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I think he's over it. I really think he's over it, but I just don't think he liked that the Cubs shut the door on him.
Absolutely. It's interesting too, because sometimes I wonder how I think in the day and age of social media that exists now, I think a guy like Harry Carey, I think even Steve Stone, I think that type of personality would be wildly successful. And not to say they weren't. They obviously were, but with the amplification that social media would allow those guys to have, I think it would be tremendous. I wish we could have seen it, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's like either way, I think like honestly, it would be tremendous at this point in time. And I think people want more of that type of comment, like you know, they want a
it's the
real
everyday guy.
right, exactly. And like I think, the team at the time might have been upset, that they were kind of critical of them. But nowadays, I feel like that's what people want. They want it to be real. They want to get, they want to know how people feel about the team, how they actually feel.
It looks like Williams got out of that inning.
did.
So if the Cubs do win, he'll get the
So he'll be able to get the win.
decision.
Yep.
So that's good.
Very sub.
But I think you're right, and I think that's also what I think of guys like Vin Scully. Like I love Vin Scully, and when he left the booth, I was just like, well, what are we gonna do? Like, what am I gonna do when I'm up at 10 o'clock and I'm able to watch a Dodger game?
Right.
And I just want to hear him tell me a bedtime story.
No doubt.
You know,
man. No doubt.
like tell me why the number 13 is not unlucky.
Exactly.
And and he'll do it.
Exactly.
He'll tell you the whole story.
Oh, it's perfect.
And it's so great, and that we need somebody like that.
We do.
I think nowadays you've got either someone who's kind of milk toasty,
Yep.
or you've got Johnny Big Voice. I'm Don Orsillo, and I called Padres baseball.
Yep. Yeah, there's
know?
I know it really does. It takes the personality is stripped away, honestly.
I do want personality. So
For sure.
I will watch Braves games, and you'll get personality from Chip.
Yep. That's the
And
100%.
well, another guy, and I don't know if you ever get a chance to listen to Cardinals games, but Dan McLaughlin is a great guy who he loves the Cardinals, but he will also tell some stories, and he'll ask questions. Everybody hates Tim McCarver. Okay. And Tim McCarver, when it's not the coronavirus, will come on and do some Cardinals games.
Right.
And he'll just let him talk. And I just love to hear these old stories. I love it.
Oh, it's the best.
That's why I like watching baseball, right?
It's the best, absolutely. It's you get to lock in, and it's such a big part of it, to be honest with you. It's such a big part. The game's a slow-moving game, and you need somebody that can not only keep your attention, but just be up there and kind of speak to the sport. It's got such a history to it, and you got to love those stories, man. Just those guys that can speak.
Here's our guy.
Marisnik, let's go. He's played well. What are we doing here? Let's see. He's batting 200 on the year. But once again, I mean, this is not a guy that's playing every day for them, right? I'd be curious to see what he would get, what it will look like when that sample size goes up, right? I mean, you're inevitably going to hit a period in the year where he's going to have to play a lot, right? Somebody will go down. It always happens. Somebody will go down with an injury or something like that, and he'll be able to string together, he might be able to string together 10 or 15 in a row, and you get to see what he's made of.
He might with Jock Peterson.
That's true, right? 10 days. Yeah, that's
know.
true. 10 days, I think Jock's done for, and yeah. I think, he'll probably play the bulk of that, to be honest, especially with these games, 13 more in a row, I believe.
Gosh, you just have to compartmentalize. If you're a baseball player, you just have to think of each little series in little boxes.
You do. You really do. That's what it just breaks down.
You got four different series. You have to go, okay, here's 2 games I got to get through. Here's 2 other games I got to get through.
Yep. You're looking at, you might face 3 different pitchers in a game. So now you're looking at, it's
look who's on deck.
Even smaller. Yeah, so they are going to make okay. So interesting. Nico Horner's on deck, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just listening to us here. And we're going to get to see the kid here as Marisnik strikes out.
Dang. So what were you saying, though, before I interrupted you about Nico?
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, I think I just think in general, those guys are breaking it down. You're breaking it down by the game. Then you might face 3 different pitchers in a game, right? So they compartmentalize so well. You're right, and it's just these micro moments, right, that kind of all string together. The story kind of plays out as the season goes, but you're right. They do. They got to take everything and just sort of break it down. Just kind of look one step at a time,
Goodness.
Nico Horner.
That one was high.
Yeah, that was. Nico Horner up to bat. And Nico Horner is, this is supposed to be the guy, right? If we're being honest.
Yeah.
This is
who the future is, right? We sound like we're in 2013 all over again.
Yeah, this is what it's supposed to be. He's right now, he's the next one up, right? As far as their prospects go, this is sort of, in my mind, he is sort of the guy that's bridging that gap, right? He's the...
Oh, yeah.
He's you got a couple other guys that are notable that are in the farm system, but they're not quite there yet, right? They're not.
Right, like Braylon and Ed Howard's still out for... He's not even supposed to be up here till 2024,
right,
I think.
Right.
So I mean, it's coming around, but it seems so far away at the same
Yeah, it
time.
does. And so right now, I mean, it's kind of Nico Horner and then a bunch of vets. Kind of across the board. He's gonna fly out to right as long as this kid can make this play. He does.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 2 outs, bottom of the fifth. But yeah, I think Nico Horner. I mean, he's kind of the only one. I mean, right now, he's kind of the only one. The Cubs are in this weird spot a little bit to me, I guess. And the reason I say that is they've got a situation here where I feel like you've got all these guys that are veterans that they've had forever. And so because of that, you feel like, hey, look, we're trying to win now. We're trying to win right now. And so we're not going to play a ton of these younger guys right now. And because of that,
Yes.
I mean, you don't get to see a lot of it, right? I mean, you got these dudes that are just eating at bats that have been with the team forever. And I think a guy like Marisnik, right? When you get an opportunity, Nico Horner, you got to make something happen because I don't know how many opportunities there are going to be with this
Well,
roster.
and I'm also thinking, since you brought that up with Marisnik, if he hadn't have struck out, maybe he'd be on base. This is a great spot where if Ian Happ needs a day off,
Yep.
he can come in for Ian Happ. I mean, Ian Happ is 0 for 2 tonight. I don't recall him doing much yesterday.
No, he did.
But, and I mean, off the top of my head, I can't think of what he did last night. I watched the whole thing.
Me too. I'm trying to think. Well, and then I'm thinking even if you go farther back, he hasn't done a whole lot, to be honest with you, the last few. I mean, I was doing, what was it? I did a couple games in that Brewers series. He didn't do a whole lot.
Yeah.
I know I mean, there might be some opportunities there. Especially if you take advantage of them and you're Marisnik, you're going to get an opportunity.
Yeah.
If he can keep doing his thing, I think you kind of push Rossi to that point, right? But
Yeah, it's the only way right now. I mean, and who's the other guy? Sogard.
Yeah, Sogard.
My goodness, that guy wants to play too.
He does.
My God.
I mean, but at the same, and now's the time, right? Jock Peterson's been playing poorly, to be honest, and I have my qualms about him that are well documented on this show. But he, if he's out 10 days, if somebody comes in and steps up, I think he's able to, or they might be able to take some at bats from him as well. But man,
Yeah. Cool to see.
Patrick Quinn, man, good to meet you. We got the
Yes, nice to meet you.
Inside Illini Athletics podcast, right? Can you tell the people here real quick where they can find you on Twitter, any social media, really, anything like that?
Yeah, Twitter's the best place to find me. It's at Patrick Quinn 07 at Patrick Quinn 07
Awesome,
on Twitter.
guys. Check out Patrick. Especially if you're a U of I fan, check him out.
Or Cubs
Or
fan.
Cubs fan, absolutely. Or Cubs fan,
I tweet about that.
absolutely,
Too. Yeah.
absolutely. Patrick, man, good to meet
Thanks,
you.
Nick.
I appreciate you coming on,
Yeah.
man. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot us over here to a commercial, but thanks, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Yep.
But there is some good news, though, too. Scientists are actively trying to understand how the water bears are able to be so resilient for a bunch of great reasons. And I'll turn here to Thomas Boothby from TED Ed. Like, if you ever see on YouTube, like TED Talks, their education platform. So he said that scientists are trying to understand how water bears stabilize their biological molecules under extreme conditions because they believe that we may be able to apply that knowledge to help us stabilize vaccines or develop stress tolerant crops to cope with climate change, which I think is super cool. Like the fact that we might be able to use the information that we gain from these animals to help protect humanity from the effects of climate change on our food sources and potentially more, to be honest with you, viruses and bacteria that could potentially and probably more than likely will affect our day-to-day life. The fact that we could use information that we gain from studying these micro animals to protect us from some of that stuff is really, really cool. He goes on to say they might also give us clues as to the environmental limits of biological life and how to protect astronauts, in addition to helping us answer the question of whether or not life can be supported on planets less hospitable than our own. I mean, come on, when has that been more relevant than right now? We have a rover on Mars right now. Elon Musk is talking about wanting to colonize Mars right now. So once again,
This could be wildly helpful to understand that question of how are they able to do this. But, I go back to the point that I made earlier, which is they don't know the answer to that yet, though.
What's going on, everybody? We're back from that break. Awesome, man. Had Patrick on. What a guy. That's an incredible story, too, that he told about his grandfather working or being in charge of the grounds crew at Wrigley. That is incredible. What a guy. Love to have him on more often for these Cub games. That was awesome. So a little treat there for you guys. Get to tune into Patrick. Once again, go ahead and check out the podcast, Inside Illini Athletics. And go ahead and check out Patrick on Twitter, too. He's talking about the Cubs, talking about U of I. If you're a sports fan in Illinois, that's the guy to follow. So go ahead and check him out. But just thanks again for coming on, Patrick. We appreciate it. Top of the 6th here. Chicago Cubs are up by a run here. 2-0 count right now. Looks like Pete Alonso up to bat. Cubs have went ahead and made a pitching change. Got Adam in here. And Cubs holding on to that lead right here. 3-2 lead still here. Top of the 6th. Just see if they can hang on, as it looks like Alonso's going to fly out there. Wilson Contreras makes the catch in failed territory. And top of the 6th here. 1 out. Cubs preserving the lead right now. So now we're going to get into an interesting situation. Both teams getting into their bullpen. And honestly, that makes it anybody's game right now. I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I think this makes it anybody's game right now. Still feel confident in the bets that I placed, but definitely anybody's game right now. So 1 out here, top of the 6th. 3-2 lead for the Cubs over the Mets. Looking to close out this series. Cubs day game tomorrow. I'll be with you guys taking on the Brewers. It's a big series, as that's going to be a ball high. Big series there, guys. From the for the Cubs coming up these next couple days, and that schedule is not easy. I'm going to be honest with you. That schedule is not super easy. Coming up here for the Chicago Cubs. 13 games, I believe, left here after tonight in a row without a day off. A little bit of travel involved in there, too. Cubs are going to go down to Atlanta after that Brewers series. They're going to go ahead and go down to Atlanta. Sorry about that, guys. Got a couple of puppy dogs in here with me. Trying to get comfortable on that couch. You know why dogs do that, right? They scratch and walk in a circle before they lay down. Naturally, they are inclined to check for snakes. That's a real thing. That's not me. I'm not making that shit up to mess with you guys, as that's a ball there. 2-1 count here. Yeah, so my dog's like scratching the couch right before dogs lay down. They walk in a circle like that. They're checking for snakes, something in their DNA from when they were out running in the wild that they can't really get rid of. They're checking to see if there's any snakes underneath where they're about to lay down. So that's why they do that. So I'm sorry if you guys are hearing that, but they're laying down. I like to have them with me here in the studio. You know, they're just kind of chilling. We watch the Cubs together. Look, guys, I've told you the deal here, because that batter's going to fly out there. 2 outs. Marisnik catching that in center field there. So 2 outs here, top of the 6th. Told you guys before, we're the real deal here. Cubs fans. It's the truth. Got the World Series shirt on here. My man Patrick was dripped up, had the Cubs gear on. This is the real deal. We're not bringing non-Cubs fans on here. We're not bringing scrubs on here, right? We're talking real Cubs basketball. I got Cubs fan dogs behind me right now. Like, this is the real deal here. So we're just trying to offer a broadcast here for the fans, by the fans. But, man, I'll tell you what, guys. We get a little later in this game, and you know who I'm happy that I'm not watching play baseball right now is freaking Jock Peterson. And I'm going to keep banging this drum all day long. I hope I can get him on the show one day so I can ask him why he's been playing the way he has. And he's on the DL right now. I wouldn't hate it if, like I was just talking with Patrick about, I wouldn't hate it if Marisnik just went ahead and took his spot. Go ahead. Why not at this point? I'm cool with that. I'm all for it, you know. Ian Happ, I think I agree with Patrick on that. That's up for grabs too. You know? Absolutely. But the question still remains. And if you're in the chat right now, let me know. But the question still remains. Javi, Chris Bryant, Wilson Contreras. What should the Cubs do? What should the Cubs do? I've heard it all. At this point, I've heard it all. That's a nasty break-in ball there by Adam. 0-2, he's up in this count. 2 outs, top of the 6th. Looking to get out of this inning. 9 pitches so far. He's dealing here. That's another breaking ball. That one's going to start and stay a little too far outside. So that's a ball. 1-2. Let me go ahead and take a peek at the chat here. Let's see. Got Scott talking about Kofi from that conversation. Yeah, he believes Kofi's going to get paid. That is what Scott's saying. Let's say he fucks with that point of view Patrick said, trying to get all sides. Of course, you definitely want to get all sides. Right there, Adam's going to go ahead and 96 miles an hour just paint the outside of the plate there, and that's going to end the inning there with that strikeout. So, Cubs retain that lead. Up 3-2. Heading to the bottom of the 6th here. So, in between innings, I told you guys I would go ahead and tell you guys some ways that you could support the show. So, I appreciate everybody for watching. We really appreciate it. We're just trying to grow this thing. It's awesome. It's been growing every time we do a broadcast. Just got to bring on our first guest today. That's exciting. So it's an exciting time right now. Might be able to give away some money tonight. Go ahead, look up. You want to get a share of that money, like or retweet. Boom, right there. If those bets hit, I'm splitting those winnings with you. It's how we do it here on the Fancast. But anyway, here's the deal. If you are interested in supporting the Fancast, because we do this, we try to bring this to you guys as high level of a production as we can, and we want to be here every day. We do. Every now and then, we may have a conflict, right? I don't think this is not anybody's full-time job yet, but it is growing, and so hopefully someday we'll be able to get to that point. We'll be able to bring you every single Cubs game. But right now, if you're interested in supporting what we're doing here, there's a couple ways you can do that, okay? So first way, if you go ahead and look down on the description for this video, there's a link to our Patreon. You can subscribe to the Patreon. It's essentially a tip for us, myself and Mike, the guys who host this show. You're able to subscribe and tip us $1, $5, or $10 a month. And that's just a recurring tip for us as the people bringing these games to you guys. So that's in the link. You can head on over to Patreon and do that. Number 2, you can head on over to our link tree. That's also in this link below, and you can go ahead and buy some of this Cubs merch that we have. We got some really cool merch, guys. Check it out. For those of you that live in Illinois, as it is a legal state, we got some cool little 420 gear that we put out the other day. Nice little hoodie on there. Then we got oh, you know what my favorite one is we have this Wilson Contreras shirt that I think you guys would love. It kind of speaks to the fact that he's been drilled by far too many pitches this season for anyone to be comfortable with. So that's another way you can support the show, guys. And then as always, and I mentioned it earlier, Fiverr. Go ahead, use the link in our description there to go check out Fiverr. That helps support the show as well. If you're a small business and you're looking to find some freelance help for things like accounting or graphic design or media and marketing, go ahead and head on over to Fiverr. And if you use the link below, that'll help support our show as well. So if you're looking at using Fiverr, you've thought about it before, you weren't sure, and you're watching the stream, you'd like to support us, that's a good way you can do that. So those are the 3 ways, guys. Go ahead, check them out if you're interested in supporting. Patreon, buy some merch, or check out that affiliate code for Fiverr. But we're back here, bottom of the 6th, 1-0 count here. Wilson Contreras up to bat. And that's going to be a high fastball. And Wilson Contreras couldn't check his swing there. So 1-1. I'd love to see a replay of that. That was a really high fastball. Like freakishly high. I don't know about that one. I'd love to see a replay. Don't think we're going to get it. Unfortunately. That's all right, though. Wilson Contreras, 1-1 count. Wilson Contreras up to bat here. Bottom of the 6th inning. Cubs looking to extend this lead a little bit. Got a 1-run lead right now. Now into the bullpen, and I feel mixed feelings about that. There are some members of the Cubs bullpen, guys, I'll be honest with you, that I'm very excited about the way that they've played so far this season. And there are other guys that scare the hell out of me whenever they are on the mound. And, it's these 1-run leads where it really depends who we got out there. If you're asking me, Nick, how do you feel? We're up by 1. Yeah, I like the way Adam's pitching right now, so I feel good. There's a few other guys. I'm not going to name names right now, but there are a few other guys that I would not feel great about. So I'm hopeful that Rossi's going to play this one out, try to get the sweep in this series. I think he understands how big a sweep is to the sort of morale of the team, right? I think that's a big deal in these major league locker rooms. And Wilson Contreras going to strike out on a high fastball there, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. But I think David Ross understands that. And Jock, his, hers, wines, whiskeys, knows. Yes. So Jock Peterson, one of the people on the Cubs that I am very concerned about, but luckily does not pitch for us. Luckily. And look, I want him to turn it around, you know, his, hers. I want him to turn it around. I don't want him to keep playing like this, but as long as he's playing like this, I'm just going to talk about how I'm going to talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, his, hers, you're here. You're here in the chat usually for good reason. Yeah. I mean, I know you agree with me, but that's what it is, right? I mean, we got to be honest, right? This is what the fan cast is here for. We're letting you know how real fans actually feel about, you know, situations that happen with the Cubs, but it's the reality of it. Chris Bryant up to bat here. Bottom of the 6th, 1 out. Tell you guys what, Friday afternoon baseball tomorrow, I'm looking forward to it. I am. Try to get some more people paid. I'm looking forward to it. You know, we've had a good showing on those day games. People at work and stuff like that, just throwing us on in the background. So we really appreciate that. But I'm looking forward to doing another one. He says, nah. His, hers says, nah. Yeah, I get it. His, hers. I think we're on the same page generally. Anyway, guys, as of right now, the Cubs are winning that top bet that you see. Go smash that like. Go smash that retweet. Get you paid if they hold on. If I win, I want you guys to win. That's just the facts. And I hope you guys know that as this thing grows, we'll bet more and you guys can win more. That's just a fact. That ball is going to be in the dirt. Essentially, that ball looked like a fastball. Must have slipped out of his hand or something ridiculous because that ball hit the ground, the top of the left batter's box at about 89 miles an hour. I don't know how familiar you are with baseball, but that is nowhere near the strike zone. So, Chris Bryant up to bat here for the Chicago Cubs in the bottom of the 6th. 2-2 count, 1 out. That ball is going to be high, very, very high, 93 miles an hour for a ball. Full count here for Chris Bryant. And, man, Reed Foley pitching for the Mets, and he is struggling. It's a hyphenated last name, guys. Reed Foley. It's a hyphenated last name, and more power to you. 2 last names, maybe twice the man. We're going to find out here. 3-2 count, 1 out, bottom of the 6th. Bryant's going to hit that one right back to the shortstop, and that's an easy play for him. Throws it on over to Pete Alonso. Chris Bryant's out. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th here. And Reed Foley there. Turns out he was twice the man on that one. Let's see if he can get out of this inning, though. Anthony Rizzo coming up to bat. Going to step into that left batter's box and see if he can make something happen. We're going to absolutely see if he can make something happen. Guys, here's the deal. If you're tuning in, you're watching Patrick and myself on this stream here. If you're somebody who's interested, you'd like to maybe be on the Fancast, maybe be a guest, right? We went 2 innings today. You know, usually we do 1. The first one, you got to do 2, right? Come on. 2 innings today, but we like to do some guests in the 4th inning. That's a big thing that we'd like to get going. So if you're interested, go ahead and message us on Twitter. We'll see if we can't get you on to talk a little Cubs baseball. You know, shoot the shit, have a good time. Why not, right? We got a freaking awesome, cool-ass story from Patrick and about his grandpa working for the Cubs. So, super cool. So, if anybody wants, you know, interested in coming on, shoot us a message. Anthony Rizzo standing in there. He's going to give that a swing. He's going to foul that one off. So, bottom of the 6th, 2 outs here. Cubs up 1. 0-2 count. Rizzo's behind in the count here. And we'll see what Reed Foley's got. I'm going to guess a breaking ball here. I think Rizzo's probably thinking the same thing. Probably going to be low. I think if you're thinking maybe a high fastball, that's not going to be in the strike zone, so you don't need to swing at that if you're trying to read that pitch, right? So you don't really have to worry about that. If that comes, it comes. But I'm thinking something low. Catcher sets up high. So high fastball maybe. 94 miles an hour. It was in the zone. Rizzo hits it. And that's going to be a foul ball down the third base line. I was wrong. If he wouldn't have swung at that, that would have been a strikeout. So maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. Once again, just a guy on the internet. Oh man, he tricked me on that one. Goodness. Let's see here. Got the blue lights going on. You guys can probably see if I'm sitting over here. You can see that blue light over there. Got the blue lights on. Cubby blue. You got to, right? You absolutely got to here in the studio. Rizzo with the no-2 count here. Bottom of the sixth, 2 outs. Cubs looking to see if maybe they can extend that lead. Rizzo's going to hit that one to center field, and that's an easy play for the center fielder. So at the end of the sixth, the Cubs are up 3-2 here on Cubs Fancast. And we've got a word for all you small business owners out there who might be interested in showing your business on the Fancast broadcast. Check it out.
Hey, Fancast. How we doing? I'm Scott with Fancast, and I want to let you know about the thing that we're doing for small businesses that want to advertise with us. If you're a small business and you have a 15 to 30 second commercial that you want to advertise with us on Fancast, feel free to send that to me on Twitter, ScottyO32, or you can upload it to our website in a couple days once we have the feature working, and we will advertise for you on our Fancast for free.
What's up, guys? Is that Toronto blue, though, his, hers? I would say absolutely not. I would say that's Cubs blue. I think this looks absolutely Cubs blue, but let's check it. Yeah, that's Cubs blue. Come on. You know this. Trolling me, his, hers. Trolling me. Anyway, guys, we're back here. Cubs baseball, but to start the seventh inning here. Having a good time. I'm having a good time. My fiance is out of town right now. Lucky vaccinated healthcare worker she is. She's just out of town. So, she's lucky. Get out of town. Got hanging out with her friends this weekend. So, I'm here living that bachelor life, streaming Cubs games, hanging out with you guys. It's a good time. It's a good time, guys, especially when the Cubs are up. And Adam's going to go ahead and hit the first batter he's facing in the top of the seventh, and that's absolutely not what you want to see. Seriously, this is not Dodger blue. And yes, it is a girl's trip, his, hers. Oh, man. So freaking... Okay, so what... All right, so the replay picked that ball up when it left his hand, and it was immediately going to hit this guy. I mean, I don't know what the hell that was. Look at Wilson Contreras just look down at the ground like, what are you even doing? It's like, I don't know why we even, oh my. Sorry, guys. I just get frustrated. I really do. And I think David Ross is a little frustrated because he's coming out. We're going to make a pitching change. And look, yeah, Adam knows it. He's like, yeah, I mean, I can't be out here just drilling the first guy that comes up to bat. And no, you can't. You really can't be up there just drilling the first guy that comes to bat, It's just, you can't. And so now you got to make a pitching change. Runner on, top of the seventh. These are the mistakes that can't happen. And this is where that bullpen comes into play where you're just not sure. I said I was excited at first. Like I said, I was excited at first about the freaking fact that Adam was pitching because I felt good about it. And then he goes and does that. It's just a little frustrating, I guess, guys, is all I'm saying. But still having a good time, like I was saying, because they're going to a little commercial here while we do this pitching change. Like I was saying, guys, it's a good time, though, just watching the Cubs games. like I said, living that bachelor life. Fiance's out of town for the weekend. We just living that bachelor life, His, hers, wine's whiskey. Trying to troll me in the chat. That's fairly aggressive. Thought we were friends. It's tough. That's tough. Imagine there were like 100 people in the chat right now, and then this trolling just got them all fired up. They were all gunning for me. That would be fairly upsetting. That would be fairly upsetting for them. When I started with these comebacks, don't have a silly ass avatar and then just come up in here and, what I'm saying, try talking some shit to me. I'm gonna let you know. Hers has a cool avatar, but I'm just saying, if you were the type of person that was thinking, you know what, I'm gonna let Nick know what I think about him. Go for it. Just don't have a clown ass avatar that I can make fun of, and you'll probably be fine. But I will fire on you. That's 100% a fact. It's just how the way it goes. Where was Scott? Scott was in the chat earlier. He knows. But that's not what we're trying to do here, guys. We're trying to have a good time. I just get a little frustrated when the Cubs do shit like this. We would have the combo on fast mode. That's true. If we had 100 people, it would probably be flying. And we're going to get there, guys. If you're watching right now, we are going to get there. I'm just being honest with you. This thing is growing every time we get on here. And it's like, we're going to get on here. We're going to grow the fan cast. This is the community for the Cubs fans, all right? And we want to be able to bring more people on, right? More guests, and just have a good time with it, right? We're all trying to get paid here. At least, I should probably check and see on Twitter. Let's see who's going to get paid. Let's find out. Let's freaking find out. And then let's see here. Perfect. Sorry, just checking my text here. Production, When you got a show like this, guys, there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot that goes into it. It might not seem like it. It might not seem like it, but there is. There's a lot that goes into it. But yeah, just trying to hopefully get some people paid, at the end of the day. Got 69 followers right now. Nice. Yeah, I'm seeing quote tweets. I'm seeing retweets. Somebody's going to get freaking paid. That's just the facts. That's just the freaking facts. Somebody's going to get paid. And I want it to happen. I really do. I want to see somebody get paid. I want to get paid, right? I'm splitting the profits with you, which means I'm getting profits too. So it's like, look out. You know what I'm saying? Pick up a cool $24 if the Cubs win. And then it's like, pretty solid. If I do say so myself. That's a nice little, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, $24. What would you buy for $24? That's what I want to know with the chat. Let's say I win. $24. What are you buying? What are you buying for $24? Anyway, luckily now I can stop just randomly talking about nonsense and talk about some Cubs baseball because we're back here. Tapera pitching for the Cubs. That's going to be a 1-1 count here, top of the 7th. Runner on first base. I'll be honest with you guys. Some of these guys that don't play a lot, or like some of the guys on the other teams, I just have no clue. I just have no clue about the names. I'm sorry. I do not want to offend anyone, but I just have no clue. 3 beers at Wrigley. Beautiful. $24. Yes. Perfect. Beautiful, Brandon. Yes. I think that's good use of the 24 for sure. For sure. 3 beers at Wrigley. Sometimes it feels like 2 beers at Wrigley. Like, fuck. Am I right? I mean, it's just like, dude, I get it. You got to pay the players, right? I mean, these guys are making salaries they're making. You got to pay those guys somehow, but you just wish it didn't come in the cost of having a good time. But, if you're going to Wrigley, you know what you're getting into, I guess, right? But I like that answer. Beautiful. 3 beers at Wrigley. Cheers to that. So, Cubs are up 3-2 here. 1-1 count. Runner on first for the Mets. Tapera pitching. Top of the 7th. This is where things get interesting, right? Before that 7th inning stretch, right? Now we're on our third pitcher of the game. But yeah, I blew $20 last night on the 50-50, but I guess it goes to Cubs charities. That's kind of cool. That it goes to the charities. Not that you lost. I'm sorry. Not that you blew the 20, but it's cool that it goes to the charities at least. That's pretty awesome. Just trying to get some charity going myself. Look up, can't accord. Just if you look up above me, you guys can get in on those bets. Remember, just head on over to Twitter, retweet the pinned tweet or like it. You're going home with a bag, potentially. That's going to be a fly out to right field. Fucking 1 out here, top of the 7th. Man, it shouldn't have been like this. You know, if Adam doesn't drill the first batter of the inning, it shouldn't have been like this, guys. But that's okay. A little adversity for this team. Got to work our way out of it. That's all it is. J.D. Davis pinch hitting now for the Mets. He's batting .227 on the year. Did that say he's struck out 19 times? Feels like a lot for... I don't know. Does he play a ton for them, though? Cubs are going to come out and have another meeting with the pitcher. Third pitcher of the game for the Cubs. We're in the 7th inning. Not ideal. Not ideal. Pitching change. Maybe I hate it had to be him. Yeah. I know hers. Pitching change. Yeah. I mean... So for those of you that are just tuning in, basically what happened here is Cubs came out top of the 7th, and so let's back up a second. So Williams starts the game for the Cubs. He pitches pretty well to start the game, then gets banged up a little bit there, gives up 2 runs. So in the 6th inning, Cubs decide to go with Adam out of the bullpen. Pitched well. I was pleased. Top of the 7th, first batter comes up. He drills him in the foot, puts a runner on, and they go ahead and make a pitching change. So now, Cubs looking at their third pitcher of the night, top of the 7th, runner on first. And, I mean, here you're hoping you can get him to hit into a double play, but Matt's going with a pinch hitter, so we'll see. Let's see how it plays out. Wilson's setting up low and away. Cubs are going to check throw over to first, and geez, that was terrible. Bounce that one to Rizzo at first on the check over there to first, and just he wasn't even really leading off all that much. It bounces at Rizzo with a great play there. That's an underrated play. Go out there, try to just make a one-hop catch. If you got a baseball glove, go out in your yard, try to make a one-hop catch like that. It's a tough catch, and it shouldn't. I mean, don't put him in that position, but geez, it's like missing a free throw. Just throw it on over there. You know, that's all it is. Just throw it on over there. And that ball's fucking crushed off the wall to center field. It's going to score a run and tie the game. And you guys can see how this snowballs, right? Fuck. See, this is the... Man. This is what happened. Like, it's those little mistakes, right? It's those little mistakes. I feel like this is a theme when I do these games at times, but you hit that first batter of the inning. Now, that's the run that just scored, mind you, right? So that's the guy he hit. That Adam hit, rather. That scores. And then a pinch hitter comes in and does what he's supposed to do. J.D. Davis blasts one off the wall in left center, and runner scores from first. It's the little mistakes, right? They compound. They just do. Somewhere Adam is just kicking himself. J.D. Davis is 5 for 8 this series. Shit. 1 homer and 3 RBI. Yeah, he is. That's brutal. That is freaking brutal. He's just beating the Cubs up this series, huh? Tie game here. Top of the 7th, runner on second. J.D. Davis in scoring position now after he absolutely crushed that. That's going to be an infield pop out there. Javi's coming in to make the play. 2 outs, top of the 7th, runner at second. J.D. Davis on fire against the Cubs, man. What a hit. It's tough. It's tough. Because now Rossi's coming out, and it's like, okay, so are you telling me that the Cubs are about to have their 4th pitcher of the game in the top of the 7th? That's not ideal. And he knows, yep. Howdy goes. Howdy goes. Bringing in the stallion. Yes, sir. Now, here's what we need. Right here. This is what we need. The freaking stallion. See, now I calm down a little, right? My blood pressure goes down a little. I just kind of sit back. I relax a little bit. I feel safe now. I feel safe. You know, in the same way that you feel safe as a child. You get a hug from your grandmother. That's how I feel when this man comes up to pitch for the Chicago Cubs. Beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, so I'm going to relax a little bit now, just to be honest. Let's go ahead and pop on over real quick because we're going to go to another commercial break as the Cubs are bringing in their fourth pitcher of the game. And let's go ahead and see what Twitter's talking about here. You know, let's go ahead and see what Twitter's talking about here, because at the end of the day, I like to get the pulse of Cubs Nation. Let's go ahead and get it. Let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see. Cubs Twitter. It's probably going to be a little bit electric, I'll be honest with you. It's going to be a little bit electric. The stash has powers. Damn straight, dude. Hell yeah, Brandon. He's what we need at a moment like this, right? He's I don't think he's the hero we deserve, but luckily he's there for us. You know, I think it's one of those situations. All right, let's go ahead and see what people are talking about. Jason Marisnik just got a crash course in how a screamer plays off the old bricks and ivy in left center. It's true. It did kind of, yeah. Bounced away from him there. J.D. Davis sent it to pair pitch off the wall, and the ball ricocheted and shot past Marisnik back into center. Villar scored from first on the double. Yeah, I mean, that's from Jordan Bastian. He's MLB.com's Cubs reporter. It's a good take. I like that take on that. It's unfortunate that it happened, but that is an interesting take with how that plays off the bricks and the ivy. It's very interesting. Cubs have 2 hits. Yeah, I know. And that's something I was going to touch on when they came up to bat, but the offense again, bit of a trouble. Chafin in the game now. He's facing Lindor. We can all settle down a little. He leads it off with a breaking ball for a strike. This is what Rossi had to do. And as I said, making $350 million look stupid the first pitch, Brandon says. He does. He absolutely does. And Lindor 0 for 3 on the day, so he's not having the type of day he wanted, but Chafin. What a guy. It's like this is what we needed, but unfortunately, I don't think coming into this game you wanted to have to go to him because you've got freaking 3 games coming up against the Brewers. And it's okay. I'm not saying he can't pitch in those games or anything like that. I'm just saying you might want his arm to be a little more fresh if you were, given the choice. But trying to win a baseball game here, so we got to do what we got to do, right? It's just the truth. It's the reality of it. Chafin throws that one in the dirt. So 1-1 count here, top of the 7th. Runner on second, 2 outs. Cubs trying to keep this thing at a tie ball game here in the 7th inning. Just want to make sure that you mitigate the damage here, get out of this inning. Tie ball game, that's okay. That's okay. That's fine. Just not the way the Cubs are hitting, I'm okay with the tie ball game. Not ideal, but I'm okay with this. The position we find ourselves in. Don't want them to have to fight back from behind, though. Especially the way the offense has been. Especially the way the offense has been, right? There we go. Freaking let's go. Absolute money, Brandon. That dude's freaking cash at the end of the day. Maybe give Chafin the $350. That's what I'm talking about. I think my feed's a little ahead of yours. Sorry. No, you're good, man. You might be like a second or 2 ahead. It's all good. No sweat. No sweat, dude. All good. Man, all right, going to that 7th inning stretch there. Cubs, it's a tie game right now. Got Harry Carey up on the screen. If you guys didn't see earlier, myself and Patrick were talking about Harry Carey a little bit. What he means to the Cubs. Just broadcasting in general, really. Just, like I was saying, I think in the age of social media, I think he would have been bigger than he was at the time. I think it would have been awesome. No spoilers. Hers says no spoilies there. I think what it is, I'll be honest. I'll tell you guys what I think it is. Hers, and Brandon. What I think it is that I'm going to guess, I could be wrong, but I'm going to guess you guys are located in Chicago. or Chicagoland. And I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I have to use like the MLB, whatever it's called, thing, TV, whatever the other one is. Like it's a different. It's like streaming into the broadcast that you get in Chicago. So that might be why it's like a little slight delay, but it's not bad. It's not bad. We've had times on here when we did. Me and Scott were doing some of the suburbs. Yeah, man, dude, the burbs. That's where I'm from, bro. The burbs. Love it. Chicagoland, freaking love it. I love it. Matt Harry wants at the park. That's awesome. That was it dope? I bet it was dope, dude. It just seems like one of those situations where it was like, he's the best. Yeah, I'm watching Marquee. Yeah. So I think that's probably what it is. It's just a little bit of a delay because I'm on the East Coast. But, you know. Do miss Chicago, though. I'll be back for my wedding in August, but I do miss it. Freaking love it. Grew up 25 years in Chicagoland myself. But you get an opportunity to move out to the beach. What are you going to do? You got to take it, right? So out here at the beach, I enjoy it. But anyway, if you're just tuning in, go ahead and pop on over to Twitter. Retweet or like that tweet. And you got a chance to win some cash. The pinned tweet, that is. If any of these bets above my head on the stream hit, you're getting somebody's getting half the money. Shouldn't say you're getting half the money. It's probably more than one person watching this right now. But the reality is somebody's getting the money. Snowed yesterday, 60 today. What burbs you from? I'm from Oswego, Illinois. So kind of over there in the Aurora area. Aurora is like right next to us. Aurora is usually where people are a little more familiar with. So a lot of people know Oswego. Don't get me wrong, but people are a little more familiar with Aurora. So right over there in that area. My parents still live there. My future in-laws, getting married in August. My future in-laws are in Montgomery. Kind of headed that way towards Yorkville, if you're familiar with that area. So that's where I'm from. Originally 25 years lived there, and then like I said, got the opportunity to move out here to the beach. It's pretty awesome, but I do miss it. And that one's gonna drop in. Here we go. Cubs with a runner on first there, Javi Baez, and are you fucking kidding me? Okay, so, all right. The first baseman reacted to that in a way like, no way. Javi, bro, you got to be kidding me, man. So Javi Baez swings. Javi. My friends live in Yorkville. Best friends' wives from Oswego. That's awesome. Yeah, Oswego's great. I loved it. I loved growing up out there. Still love it. It's not like I never come back. So Javi Baez, folks, decides to swing, as he always does, as hard as he humanly possibly can. Physically trying to hurt his body with how hard he swings, it looks like half the time. Pops a ball up into the outfield there. Looks like he thought he was going to be out. Little miscommunication happened from the outfield of the Mets. He gets on to first and then takes I don't really know what to describe it as. He sort of rounds the bag and just gets way out ahead of himself. Just more of a turn than he really needed, like a leadoff, essentially. I don't know. He's just dicking around, I guess. And it looks like they might have caught him as he was getting back to the bag, but it looks like he tagged. Yeah, so he tagged him with like his forearm, it looks like, and they're going to call him safe. Rossi challenged that one. Good challenge there, Rossi. Okay. No outs, bottom of the seventh. Runner on first. He's good. How about Joe West jogging? LOL. Yes. Joe West jogging is phenomenal. He's hustling, man. He's freaking hustling. Gosh. Just trotting around. Man. What a guy. Hustling. You know. Joe's got to get his steps in, man. You know, he's out there. Got to get the steps in. You love it. Melissa Morelli. Don't know. Don't know the name. Let me ask you this. Melissa Morelli, is that her maiden name? Her last name? I'm not sure. I don't know Morelli. But if anybody else that's in here, like if Scott is still in here, he's from there too. He might know her though. But yeah, Yorkville's fun too. Pig Dog. It's a bar down there. If you like to hit the bars, Pig Dog. Maybe we don't. Yeah, that's her maiden name. Okay, Morelli. Not familiar, but I wouldn't be shocked. I would almost guarantee. It's not a huge town. I would almost guarantee I know people that know her though. For real. First name basis. His, hers, wines, whiskeys. You only know just know a lot of Melissas. His, hers. Is that what it is? You just on a first name basis with them. 1-0 count here. Bottom of the 7th. Runner on first base. Cubs trying to make something happen. Duffy might be the. I'm gonna say Duffy is the most slender player possibly in all of Major League Baseball. I'll level with you. My man looks like he weighs about 160 pounds holding the bat. If you weighed him with all the cleats, the helmet, and the bat, about $160 probably, if I had to guess. He is a slender fella. But if you can hit the ball, I do not care. This is if you hit the ball, I do not care. Don't care where you're from. If you hit the ball, good to go. Don't care what you look like. You can be ugly as hell. You hit the ball, all good. You know, all good. It's the reality of it. Thin guy, you can be a big guy. Whatever. As long as you hit the ball, I'm not going to give you shit. If your name's Jock Peterson, I'm going to give you shit. It's just a fact. You know? Because you're not hitting the ball. That's the reality. You know? Nothing against Jock Peterson. But he doesn't hit the ball. You know, if you hit the ball, all good. It's the reality. That's what we're doing here on the Fancast. You know, that's my feelings on it, guys. We're going. Been, streaming for a while here. Let's see where we're at on the stream. 2.5 hours. Guys, we're here for like every Cubs game. So if you like the Cubs, just come pop in. Check it out. Might win some money, you know? You just might win some money if you guys pop on, you know? Fucking oh my. Yep. What a Brett Duffy. Give him shit now. I will, Brandon. Why are you because you can't have it. Like, this is the shit that happens that kills me with this team. They fucking fall apart because they have these moments where, like, fucking... Okay, so we're going to hit the first guy up in the 7th inning for no fucking reason at all. No reason whatsoever. We're just going to drill him. Oh, my mistake. And then all of a sudden they tie the game. Then you get up. Javi doesn't even know where first base is, apparently. You get lucky. Thank God Rossi used the challenge, honestly. I mean, like, for real, right? You know, thank God the challenge exists now and we were able to use it successfully because Javi doesn't know what first base is. And now Duffy's just up. Yeah, he's just going to ground into a double play like a I'm going to get fired up, guys, but I'm trying not to because it's only the bottom of the 7th. So there's a lot of baseball still to be played, but you can't just have these mistakes. These are 3 huge mistakes in the 7th inning. Javi, okay. And we're showing a replay of Javi getting thrown out at second there and maybe get in the way a little more, man. Maybe get in the way a little. I know they might call the interference or whatever. Just, I don't know. Maybe fucking, whoa, I slipped right in the way of where you were trying to throw the ball. I don't know. Basketball players and soccer players flop all the time. You tell me you can't fucking accidentally fall in front of the guys he's about to throw the double play? I don't know. Maybe that's what I'd be into if I was in the major leagues. I stopped playing in high school. So I don't know. But maybe a little gamesmanship there is what we need out of Javi. He looks content with 2 strikeouts and fucking forgetting where first base is. So that's cool. $180 million though. He said no thanks. I'm worth more. Big gamble to put a place on yourself to then play like this, I guess. Rudo's coaching him up on that play, it appears. Yeah, I hope he's telling him to get in the fucking way of the throw next time. Ride the lightning. Okay, hers. Yeah, I'm trying not to freak out because it's the seventh inning, and I like to kind of remain composed. It's a tie game, and not that I like to remain composed. Like I'll, we can get animated on here, but Bodie's gonna strike out there to end the seventh. But man, fucking come on, 2 innings left. We can't play like this, man. Bodie Haggin for the fences. It's BS. It is because we can't. This is my thing. You can't have a team where every fucking guy is gonna just swing for the like. This is the thing that bothers me. You're going to get it with Javi. I think we all know what we're signing up for with him, right? And he has a lovable nature to him, which most of the time we can but my man is striking out at a ridiculous rate this season. I mean, he can't hit shit. You got Bodie just can't do anything there. Duffy grounds into a double play. Bullpen can't get anything right. Thank God we have Chafin at this point. Today, at least. And honestly, got up on the Mets early. Like, everything looked like it was going well. But Chicago Cubs baseball, right? We all kind of know what to expect. So, 2 innings left, right? 2 innings left. Now, I do like the bullpen, the back end of the bullpen, right? I'm a big fan of what the Cubs have at the very back end. So, I do feel confident on that end of things. But got to get a freaking hit. A real hit. Got to get a couple of them. It can't just be this, especially not late in this game like this. Like, it just frustrates me, I guess. So I vent on here a little bit to you guys. That's what we're here for, though. Just trying to make a little community here. Just going to vent. It's going to be funny as hell. Let's find out what Twitter's talking about. By the way, guys, while I'm pulling up Twitter here, check out Fiverr. It's a good place if you're a small business, you're looking to get some freelance work done. Maybe it's accounting, marketing, media, graphic design, something along those lines, copywriting. Check out Fiverr. It's a great tool. Small businesses, maybe you work at a small business, maybe you own one. But if you're interested, if you've been thinking, you know what, I hear about Fiverr a lot, let me check it out. Please do us a favor. It would help support the show. Use that link in the description. Also, guys, Patreon, that's a way to support the show. We've got that available. Look, here's the deal. The way those prices are broken down, it's $1 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month. It's a tip. It's just to support us. Please do not feel like obligated to do it. It just supports us. It's just a tip for doing the stream here. That's all it is, guys. Don't feel obligated. But if you are interested in helping out the stream, look, at the end of the day, you're going to donate that $5 to a bar, right? You can go to a bar and buy a beer. You're donating that $5. You think they're giving the bartender that money? Come on. That's not what it costs at your house, right? You're donating that $5 to that bar because you like that bar, right? That's okay. I do it all the time. Come on. But my point being, if you're going to donate the $5 to the bar, I don't know. Tipping them. Maybe you think about it. I don't know. That's my shameless plug there. I'll stop with the shameless plugs, guys. Don't worry. But yeah, that's where we're at. And as always, finally, as Chafin goes flying over there to first base, Rizzo throws him the ball. Get that out to start this inning. And then as always, guys, finally, and look, this is the last promo I'll do for all this stuff. Finally, if you want to check out some of the Fancast merch, pretty sick. Got a really dope 420 Cubs hoodie. Just the links in the description. Just check out the link tree. But anyway, back to it. Andrew Chafin, Twitter, what's the best place to go do burnouts and donuts in this city? Asking for a friend. Andrew Chafin, that's at Big Country 1739 on Twitter. And this guy's electric. I freaking love this dude. He's out here. Got a damn, looks like what do we got here? Firebird? Hell yeah. It's beautiful. Look at him. Big Country. This guy's everything you want. He's everything you want in a reliever. I love him. I'm not afraid to admit it. He's the best. Come on. Freaking love this guy. If you don't like Chafin, what are you doing? Come on. I'm not going to slander people on here right now, but if you don't like Chafin, I don't know. What are you doing with your life? Like, what are you thinking? This guy's got everything you want. Big Country 1739 on Twitter. Get at him. Chicago, show him how much we love him, because we do. And he very well might get us out of this inning, and we'll love him even more if he does, right? At the end of the day, that's what it is. But my man's just trying to do some burnouts. You telling me that that's not the type of reliever you want? It's the type of reliever I want. I want my reliever getting out there, strikes dudes out, ridiculous mustache, and then he goes and does some burnouts in downtown Chicago. Fucking beautiful. What more do you want? Willie's going to set up low there. It looks like Chafin kind of missed the target there, but it's fouled off. So 1-2 count here, top of the 8th, 1 out. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Chafin. You know, I like that personality. I like that little bit of edge to him, right? Got that crazy mustache. And here's the thing. I mean, it's got to be demoralizing, right? You go up there, you're looking at this dude, Big Country 1739's his Twitter handle. He's got this crazy mustache, got the high socks. You're going up to bat, and he just freaking throws it in there, right? Like, it's like, you got to love the guy. You got to. If you don't like Chafin, you can get bent. I can talk the shit for you. I like that, Brandon. Thank you. That's absolutely how I feel. You got to like Chafin, man. Freaking awesome. Fucking dealing. He's just dealing right now. Gosh, he's the best. He's the best. You know? Like I was talking about, too. I just, you know, I'm down. If you get the job done, I like it. Mustache, no mustache. You could be ugly as hell. Not saying Chafin is. I don't know. He's got a unique look. I bet you he does well, though. I don't know if he's married. You know, I'm not trying to slander. You know, if he is married, like, sure, that's going good. Let's say he's not. I think he's doing well. Night out on the town. I think he's probably got some game to him. You got to, right? You've been sporting that mustache. You know, the ladies aren't coming up to you because you passed the eye test, right? So you got to have a little game if you got what Chafin's got going on. That's the reality, you know. Seems like more fans in stands today in the lower rows. Brandon says yes. Yeah, it actually does, because when I was on here last week, they only had a couple in that like first left row where these people are, like that guy with the red jacket on and stuff. Yeah, they do. That's pretty cool. That's cool to see. I mean, you would imagine if they can keep getting the more people vaccinated and stuff like that, they would keep opening it up. That's my hope, at least. I'd love to see Wrigley full by like when we get into July baseball. I think that would be awesome. And it might not be full, but just, you know, kind of fill in at least here behind the plate. That'd be cool to see. But I agree with you. I like that we're seeing more fans in the stands. And look, if you guys didn't see earlier, so we were watching the game earlier. This was maybe first or second inning. There was a kid absolutely housing a hot dog here behind home plate on TV. You could just see him. And this is not like some shit the broadcast picked up. They weren't like, oh, look at this funny story. Look at this kid. I'm talking about probably like an 18-year-old kid over here to the left, kind of where this big fella is with the mask and the hoodie on. He was kind of like to the left of where that guy is. Just, I mean, dude, I'm talking 3 bites. Took it down like Kobayashi. He was just housing a Wrigley hot dog. And if you've ever had one, they're damn good. Even 50%. I agree, Brandon. I'd love to see it. Even 50%. Oh, my man with the Grateful Dead t-shirt on and the tie-dye mask. What do you think he was getting into on 420, guys? What do you think? What do you think that guy in the stands was getting into? My man's got a Grateful Dead t-shirt on and a tie-dye mask. What do you think he was getting into? Come on. He's having a good time. Celebrating. It's legal in Chicago, right? Go for it. I'm all for it. Get crazy, man. Grateful Dead t-shirt of the Cubs game. Love it. Wonder if the Grateful Dead ever played Wrigley. Is that a weird thing to ask? I think it's that'd be cool as hell. You guys are probably going to kill. You might be like, Nick, are you kidding? Of course they did. Like, of course. Chafin with the strikeout. Hell yeah. This is why he's here. Fucking just let him pitch the 9th. For real, at this point, fuck it. What does that hurt? No, because if they score, they're going to put the... yeah, but, man. I love that guy. I freaking love that guy. That's the type of merch we need to be selling. We need to sell some Chafin merch. Soldier Field, no Wrigley. That's cool, though. They're dead, man. What a time. What a time, I would imagine. I think in the dead, in like the... I think in their prime, you know, I'm 99% sure I would have had a fantastic time. And understand, like, the Grateful Dead are probably going to be relevant forever, to be honest, because of who they are. But Soldier Field, no Wrigley, that's interesting. Yeah, you got to love. Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping comes back, honestly, with after this, you know, when the pandemic stuff gets wrapped up a little bit more, is they'll bring those concerts back and stuff like that. It's awesome. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, just a little Cubs baseball here today, guys. Remember, it's going to be my last reminder here as we kind of head to the end of this game. Last reminder on these bets, guys. So you look above my head. I've went ahead and placed some bets on the game today. or Fancast has rather. Obviously, I would never do something like that, being as, of course, legal gambling, in a lot of states, especially Chicago, which is where Fancast is headquartered and located. So there are no issues there, but just want to be sure, do our due diligence there. But yeah, Cubs Fancast, we went ahead and placed a couple bets today. And they're located right above my head there on the screen. Cubs money line. Went ahead through 50 on that. Javi to hit a homer. Wilson Contreras to hit a homer. Now, at this point, interesting. Those two homer bets are very interesting as we come down to it here. But yeah, if the Cubs can pull this off, and you retweet or like our pinned tweet on Twitter, you're going to win half that money, guys. It's $24 on that $50 bet. I'll take 24, and I'm going to cash app somebody $24 tonight if the Cubs win. Like 5 minutes after this game, somebody's winning $24. And we went through the math earlier. You hit 4 buttons, and you got a chance to win that money. I mean, it's literally not. It's literally the easiest thing you could possibly do while you're sitting on the couch, to be honest. You might win $24 for doing it. So when we win, you win. That's what we're trying to do here at Fancast. And at the end of the day, if we can do that, I'm feeling pretty good about it. So Aaron Loop up. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Gotta be, right? Spelled like soup, but with an L. Good old Aaron Loop. He's going to throw 91 miles an hour outside. Nowhere near the strike zone. That's a ball. Bottom of the 8th here. Marisnik up. I mean, come on, man. This is your chance, right? We were talking about it earlier with Patrick. This is your chance. If you're going to make something happen, use these at bats, especially with Jock on the DL. He's going to drive that one into right field. Hell yeah, that's a fair ball. Banging around in the corner. Let's go ahead and get 3. Why not? Look at him striding around the bases. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Freaking Marisnik. Let's go. Hell yeah. I know Patrick's pumped right now. Hell yeah, man. That's what we need. This is the guy. It could be. Fuck it. I say we just get rid of. Don't even play Jock Peterson anymore. Just play Marisnik. I don't even know. Like, he'll figure it out. Just fucking play Marisnik. Hey, at the end of the day, that's where I'm at right now. Once again, I might not feel the same way in a month, but the ex-Met banging up the Mets right now. Freaking love it, dude. You'd love to see this. You just love to see it as a Cubs fan. And honestly, once again, I am being serious. Jock Peterson's played like trash. Marisnik's a bit of a utility guy, it feels like. Hayward's going to get some days off and stuff like that. Marisnik leading off is hit by that ball. It's a foul. I think he was hit by it. Obviously, must have been, right? Or did he? Yeah, no. Let's see the replay. Yeah. But he's in foul territory, so it's all good. He gets drilled by the ball there. Marisnik, I think he's okay. He did just get freaking rifled. Yeah, Patrick's excited. Hell yeah, man. That's our guy, dude. That might be the guy, right? And he's going to get some opportunities this year. Romine up here pinch hitting. So we're going to go ahead and probably see. Well, we'll see if we can make something happen. A base hit or give the Cubs a lead. Definitely going to see. Hopefully what you want to see out of the bullpen here in the 9th, but we got to get there first, right? So Romine up to bat here. 0-2 count. Runner on third. He's going to pop that one up, and the Mets are going to go ahead and make that catch in shallow right field. So Marisnik's not going to be able to go anywhere. The Mets for a second there looked like they were going to play some Mets defense. I got a little excited. That good old Mets defense we all love to see. Looked like it was about to happen there. There was a lot of panic, it seemed like, from the majority of the Mets' right side of the field. But they did sort it out. So Mets not a great fielding team this series, I'll be honest. I'll be curious to just kind of keep that in the back of my mind as I watch them this year, as I just see them pop up. They have not fielded the ball all that well this series. They should have squeezed. Yeah. A little squeeze action. Get a little freaking, yeah, I like that. Yeah, get a little, okay. Aggressive. That's what I would call that. I would say that would be aggressive, and I like it. I don't hate it. I'm all for it. Baseball at times. I love it. I think it's an exciting sport. I understand that every now and then a casual fan might not see it. Fucking, you squeeze right there. You never know. Watching the Mets play defense can be exciting at times. It's almost like you're watching them figure it out. Kind of on the fly. So, bottom of the 8th here, runner on third. 1-1 count, 1 out. Cubs just looking. A base hit, guys, will get us a run. Deep fly ball will get us a run, to be honest. Marisnik can tag up. He's got that long stride. Ian Happ, though, been a little disappointing so far this year to me. He's going to foul that one back. I'm just going to make that count. 1-2 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Ian Happ, right? Not having the best start to the season. But he could make that all better here, right? I might not have so many mean things to say about him if he can just go ahead and get a fucking base hit here, right? It's the reality. Marisnik over there leading off at third. Loop with the pitch. That's high for a ball. 2-2 count here. Bottom of the 8th, 1 out. Ian Happ up to bat. 2-2 count. Let's see what Loop goes with here. Is it somebody he can put the bat on? That's all we need. We just need the bat on the ball. Make the Mets defense have to make a play here is where you're at. Because they haven't proven that they can. Just need contact. And that's the absolute opposite of contact as he swings and misses and strikes out. Because, of course, it is. Man. You don't like that from your leadoff hitter. Just got to make contact with it. You just don't love to see it. I kind of am wondering to myself as this is going on is like, I'm wondering if what we're going to see, Mets are going to come out, have a little conversation as a unit, and they're going to go ahead and make a pitching change here. Castro coming in, it looks like. Loop gives up that triple, and then, we find ourselves with a runner on third. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Tie game, 3-3, Cubs and the Mets. I mean, look, here's what I was saying. I'm wondering right now as we're going through this is what's going to happen, I'm thinking, is we're going to start to get a little more clarity over these next, 10 to 15 games. At that point, when we kind of finish through, the Cubs have 13 games in a row after this. So what I'm thinking, and this is just my take on this, but I'm curious if anybody else is kind of feeling the same way. I think what's going to happen is right now there's a lot of things that Cubs fans are uncertain about with this team, right? A lot of guys that we're not 100% sure if we should trust them, not 100% sure how we should feel about them. I mean, hell, just look at Cubs Twitter. If I'm being totally honest with you, just go ahead and take a peek at that, and you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. I think over this next 10 to 15 games, when that period of time ends, the Cubs play these 13 games in a row, they're going to be roughly 20% of the way through the season, right? That is then when I think you start to have a decent sample size. It's not a perfect sample size, don't get me wrong, right? But it's a decent indicator, and I think that, we're probably in a situation where some of these guys are going to start to raise their level of play over this next 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And Ian Happ's a guy that I wonder about, right? Ian Happ's a guy that I wonder about because you have a lot of guys on this Cubs team that are not playing great to start the year. And yet, these last 2 games, you're seeing a little more of it, right? Contreras is playing well. Bryant's playing well. Javi is Javi, right? But I do think these guys like Happ, Peterson, especially when you have Marisnik playing the way he is, Duffy, you kind of wonder if over these next 15 games or so, if those guys are going to kind of start to write themselves off in a sense. I mean, I just wonder, I don't think that the fan base has as much grace with a guy like Happ, with a guy like Jack Peterson, as they do for maybe a Javi or a Chris Bryant. I think they're a little more patient with those guys. And so I'm curious to see how this kind of plays out as we go this next 10% or so of the season. I think we're going to get a lot more answers to some questions. But like what I've seen out of Marisnik so far, Don't love what I've seen out of Happen Peterson. Just the truth. That's where I'm at right now. And this is going to be, this is on the internet, right? It's on YouTube. It'll be up there forever. And at the end of the season, maybe if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's just where I'm at right now, right? As we're 17 games into the year. That's going to be inside for a ball. Now, remember, as I was saying, 1-0 count here. Runner on third. Wilson Contreras. A base hit's going to go ahead and give the Cubs the lead. See what Wilson Contreras can do. Batting .273 on the year. 5 homers, 10 RBIs. So, I think, I'll be interested to see. That pitch is 98 miles an hour, but inside for a ball. Castro's got some gas there. I don't know where that heat is coming from because my man is smaller than Duffy. This dude's throwing 98 miles an hour, and he looks like he weighs about 98 pounds. That is impressive. I can't lie. 98, that's going to be a strike right there on the edge of the zone low. Wilson Contreras, I think he kind of knows it. I don't know. I don't want to get into the whole robot umps thing again, but I am curious. I'm always curious what people think. I'm going to keep bringing that up probably this year, to be honest, because I am curious what people think about the robot ump idea. At least behind home plate, balls and strikes, stuff like that. Wilson's going to foul that one off. 2-2, bottom of the 8th, 2 outs here. Looking to put the bat on the ball. A base hit's going to give the Cubs the lead if he can make it happen. Castro absolutely dealing, though. Pretty much hitting 98 on all this. And he's one of those guys, right? You kind of always want to have one of those guys in your bullpen that just has nothing but juice. Catcher's going to go ahead, probably looking at a breaking ball here. He's going to set up outside. Looks like a slider, 86 miles an hour. It slides out of the zone, but Contreras fouls it off. So that'll keep the count 2-2. Bottom of the 8th, 2 outs here. Chicago Cubs. Tie game. Looking to sweep the Mets here and get to 500. If they can get a win here, they'll go to 500 on the season. And as I was saying earlier, that can be a thing. You can get to 500, and if you can break above 500, sometimes teams, similar to stock market, and I'm not a financial advisor, but sometimes teams will run with that. They'll be able to you break above 500, and off you go. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Tia in the 8th as Wilson Contreras strikes out. Damn, that was another missed opportunity. It's the small things today as we head into the 9th inning. It is the small things that have hurt the Cubs today. But, still got another inning of baseball to play, and maybe more. Might get some extra baseball today. In between innings here, guys, I'm going to throw it over here real quick. Actually, you know what? Let's stay on the stream. I'm seeing some people in here. Let's just go ahead and stay on real quick. Let's go ahead and stay on. And let's talk about something that involves the Chicago Cubs that I think is important. I think it's something that we have to have a conversation about. And that conversation is, who do they keep? Who do they let go? That's what I want to know. If you are still in the chat right now, gun to your head, one guy they have to get rid of, and one guy they have to extend. And I'm gonna even go bolder. I'm gonna even go as far as to say they have to extend. I'm gonna say 5 years. I'm gonna say 5 years. Have to. Gun to your head. One guy's got to be gone by the trade deadline this year, and one guy that's got to have a 5-year deal. Here's what I'm going with right now as it stands. Javi, gone. Contreras, keep him forever. That's where I'm at right now. Okay? That's where I'm at right now. Gun to my head, once again. Gun to my head. So I got to go one or the other right now. Where am I at? That's where I'm at. Me, personally, as a Cubs fan. I look, wherever you're at, throw it in the chat, right? Throw it in the chat. But that's where I'm at right now. Check again in 15 games, like I said. Let's get another 10% of the way through the season, and we'll see. But that's where I'm at right now. Wrigley Field. Definitely a decent amount of people in the stands right now, kind of spattered around. Kimbrel's in there, trying to preserve this tie game. And if he can, Cubs will have a chance to walk it off in the in the bottom of the ninth. But first, we got to have Kimbrel here. Kimbrel, 8 innings so far this season. He's appeared in 7 games here. Looks like he has not given up a run yet, and that's what you want from that position. It's absolutely what you want from that position. Craig Kimbrel. Kimbrel. And guys, the reason I say that, I'll just be honest with you, the reason I say it with Javi is I love him, but you got some young pieces that can play that position, and to be quite honest, how are we going to fix the strikeouts? Just being as real as I can be. Wilson Contreras, I think you got to have an anchor back there at catcher for as long as you can, and that dude certainly fills that role. And he plays his ass off, and he plays a lot, and I love to see it. Kimbrel going to go 97 miles an hour down the middle. That's going to be hit out. Nice, easy fly ball to right field. Chris Bryant catches it, and 1 out here in the top of the ninth. Chicago Cubs looking to close out the series. Can they sweep the Mets, which would result in somebody getting paid? Not just me. I'm feeling a KB walk-off tonight. Dude, can you imagine? Oh, can you imagine? I will lose it. Oh, it'd be the best. A walk-off sounds beautiful, man. I would love to see it. I think that'd be a great way to end the series. Keep that momentum rolling, too, into that series with the Brewers, which I think, if I'm being honest, looks like it'll probably be a more challenging series than this one was for the Cubs. Brewers, the last few years have kind of the Cubs' number, but early in the season, I think this next series coming up is a big one. I really do. I think it's absolutely a big one. I know it seems obvious. It's a division rival, but I think early in the year here even, I think it's a big one. Jonathan Villar wearing all the jewelry that he owns potentially. Got about 4 chains on there. And got a COVID mask, which she's sort of rocking like a scarf, but got to look good to play good. So, he's feeling himself. Meanwhile, Kimbrel's going to just go ahead and do it all on that play. Ground out to Kimbrel. He just goes ahead and sprints over to first, and that'll make the second out at the top of the ninth. And honestly, maybe the jewelry weighed him down. Maybe he beats Kimbrel to first there if he's not rocking all the ice he has. And look, hey, be as icy as you want, dude. I'm all for it. Jewelry, let's go. You know what I'm saying? I'm Sicilian. We wear a lot of jewelry. You know what I'm saying? I like watches. Do your thing. But my man had about 10 pounds of jewelry on, You lose the foot race to first. Could be. You guys know I'm joking, right? I don't actually think he's weighed down by all that jewelry, right? I feel like we're on the same page here, but it's a long game, guys. It's a long game. We run out of things to talk about at times. Black career earnings $15 million. It's probably not all the ice. I agree. $15 million, dude. It's a nice life you can make with $15 million. I'd take half. I'd take half of it. If someone offered it to me, I'd take half. I don't know if they'd get the same production from me, but I'd do it for half. If they're interested, call me. Call me, Mets. It's going to be a ball outside. Let's see, guys. Been on here streaming for just over 3 hours. That's awesome. Just hit the 3-hour mark. Love it. Fancast, we're here like every game. So come hang out. Pop in for an inning. See what we're talking about. Maybe you retweet the tweet. Maybe you win a little money. It's a good time. We're hanging out here. Hop in the chat. Chat's been a little popping tonight, to be honest with you. People been in and out. It's been a good time. Another strike in there. So 1-2 count here. Top of the ninth. Kimbrel looking to send the Cubs to the bottom of the ninth with a chance to walk this thing off and win the series. And I am here for it. Fans are fired up. Let's go. Got them on their feet here. 1-2 count. Top of the ninth. 2 outs. Kimbrel deals. And that's a strikeout. 97 miles an hour. Swing and a miss. He freaking blows it by him. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Like I said, the back portion of the Cubs bullpen, fucking electric. Absolutely electric. Chafin, Kimbrel. What are you doing? You know, you're not going to be able to hit that. You can't hit off them. You're not going to beat them in baseball, not in the innings they're in, right? So that's first of all. I doubt you're going to beat them in a horse riding competition. Both those guys look very comfortable or look like they're at least very comfortable on horseback. I'll be honest with you. You think you're going to beat them in a barbecue contest? Nope. Hell no. Absolutely not happening. Cooking it and eating it fastest. You can't beat either of those two in either of those things. I'll be honest with you. Look like they both own muscle cars. So there's that. I just think across the board, they're just winning. I really do. I think, absolutely. We already talked about Chafin. I think he goes out and hits the town. I think he does very well. You know what I'm saying? I think he does very well for himself. You know, that mustache, probably a charming guy, you know? I think he's the type of guy all the fellas want to be him, all the ladies want to be with him, right? That seems to be the type of way that Chafin and Kimbrel are doing things this year for the Cubs, and I'm here for it. Vote them both into the All-Star game. Right now, that's where I'm at. Truthfully, you know, it's just what it is, right? Come on. Craig Kimbrel, Amber Chafin, what are you doing? You're not beating them at shit. It's the reality. They're winning in life right now, and I love to see it. Cubs looking to maybe get a walk-off here, which would be fucking fantastic because somebody's going to win some damn money. Look above my head. I heard Chafin started watering the wine last night, says Brandon. Damn straight. He probably did. Probably did. You know, that guy can do it all. He can do it all. I think that guy's beating anyone in anything at this point. He's hot right now. He's the hot hand. Kimbrel, too. Look at him. Got the flow, got the good hair, all that. These guys, come on. I just hope some of that swag would rub off on the rest of these cats, to be honest with you. You know, I love the Chicago Cubs, but if I'm being totally honest with you guys, as we move into the bottom of the ninth here, Cubs have some dorks on their team. Let's be honest. I mean, we're dealing with a couple dorks. It's definitely not the coolest team in the league. You know, I think there's elements. I'm just hoping that like Chafin and Kimbrel and some of that, you know, Hayward, some of the swag those guys have maybe rub off on some of these other guys because some of these dudes, man, look like they got a favorite type of graphing calculator that the Cubs got playing for. Like Duffy, come on, man. And I like the kid. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, you know, on the eye test, not the coolest team in the league necessarily, but you never know. Maybe some of that Andrew Chafin energy rubs off on him. Anyway, guys, here we go. Bottom of the ninth. Chris Bryant up. Could the walk-off happen? Brandon said he's feeling it. I'm feeling it too. Chris Bryant looks unsure on that swing and a miss there. 99 miles an hour. I mean, it's going to be hard to be sure about 99 any given time, really, if I'm being totally honest with you. But that's going to start him down 0-1. Bottom of the ninth here. No outs. Cubs are tied. A run wins the game, man. Can they walk it off? You know, Diaz in for the Mets here, just throwing as hard as he humanly can. 99 miles an hour. You know, that baseball is not street legal. That baseball is going that fast on the highway. You know, it's a wrap. 99 miles an hour is no fucking joke. 0-2 count here. Chris Bryant. The good thing about 99 is if it comes in at 99, you know how fast it goes out at? A lot faster than 99. And Chris Bryant's going to go ahead and get a base hit there to left center field to start us off here. Bottom of the ninth, the runner on. And the Chicago Small Bears are threatening the Chicago Infant Grizzlies with a runner on first here. Bottom of the ninth. Fucking love to see it, guys. We're locked in here. Their 39 has nothing on ours. Absolutely. I agree. It's not even close, really. Diaz, not even close. That is a start right there. I tell you what. That's what we need. Fans feeling good in the stands. You know, this guy looks like he's rocking in a Aroldis Chapman jersey in the stands. Interesting. All right. You know, I can't hate. I can't hate on that. You know, do your thing. Do your thing. You know, it is what it is. Rizzo up to bat here from the left side of the batter's box. And he's going to watch a 99 go by for a ball. So 1-0 to start this off. Bottom of the ninth. Once again, just got to make contact. Contact here. That's all we fucking need. And somebody's getting paid. Me and somebody else. Remember, look right over the top of my head. Retweet or like that pinned tweet. Cubs Fancast. And I'm picking somebody. They're winning half the money. That's how I rock, guys. That's how we're doing this thing. Let's just enjoy this Cubs baseball and get fucking paid. How about that? Heading into the weekend starting tomorrow, a walk-off here. Beautiful way to get things rolling into the weekend, in my opinion. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. Anybody that's come in here, anybody that's in here right now, anybody that's been with us all night, whatever it is, thanks for hanging out. It's been a blast. It's always a blast, to be honest with you guys. I like doing this a lot. But yeah, if you've been hanging out with us, thanks. Appreciate it. It's been a fun one, to be honest. So looking for the Cubs to close it out here. 1-1 count, bottom of the ninth. No outs. Runner on first base. Rizzo up to bat. Rizzo chasing that one a little bit low. Tips it, but 1-2 count now. Bottom of the ninth. Rizzo, man. I think he likes these moments. He looks pretty calm in there. Looks pretty collected. Doesn't look nervous at all. I think he's ready. I think these are the moments that he lives for. It's what you hope, at least. There's the one thing about the Cubs. While I did say they have some dorks, I also do think they got some gamers. And I think if you're a Cubs fan, you know that. But Rizzo choking up on the bat here. He's going to make contact with a 100-mile-an-hour ball, but is fouled off. Triple digits there. That's the first time we've seen triple digits in a game that I've done so far this year from an opposing pitcher, I want to say. At least in the ones I've done. It's 100 miles an hour, and that's 100 miles an hour, and it looked like it was even had some movement on it, like it was moving away from him a little bit, like a two-seam kind of action. Freaking nuts, man. Jeez, where do you find a guy that's doing that? Incredible. Diaz has an arm on him, though. 99 and high there is going to bring another ball. So 2-2 here. Bottom of the ninth, runner on first. I don't know. I'm feeling good. I might be a jinx. Knock on wood. Whatever, then knock on, knock. But I'm feeling good. Ron Santo jersey in the stands there. Beautiful. Love to see that. 2-2 count here to Rizzo. The pitch. Rizzo's going to foul that one off. Keeping this at bat alive. And this is a situation where no outs, runner on first, just trying to make contact. I like Rizzo choking up on the bat there. You like to see guys choke up a little bit, Seems like a simple thing, but gosh, there's times this year where the Cubs don't do the simple shit right. So it's like, see something like that, I feel good. I feel like we're trying to win, It's like, sometimes I'm unsure, to be honest with you. Rizzo here, choking up. He's going to foul that one off as well. Looks like the ump took that ball off the face mask there. Got him turned around a little. Jeez. Hey, he's blinking a little like, you all right there, buddy? Let's make sure. Somebody might need to give him the smelling salts there. Let's see what happened. Yeah, it's just tipped the top of the mask, but that thing's coming in at 100 miles an hour. I mean, right off the face of the ump there. He's good. It just kind of just kind of like tipped off the side of the mask, but he looked a little unsure. He's going to hang in there, though. Good for him. 2-2 count here. Bottom of the ninth. The pitch. And Rizzo's swinging at a ball down there. 92 miles an hour with a bunch of movement just low in the zone. I mean, he's pissed. He said something about you fucking something on his way to the dugout. I don't know. He's pissed. I get it. It's kind of a nasty pitch, to be honest. He's swinging at it. I mean, it's nowhere near. I mean, I don't know what he was going to do even if he hit it, but it was a nasty pitch. So Rizzo's going to strike out there. 1 out, bottom of the ninth here. We're watching some Cubs baseball, guys. Just trying to get a couple people paid. I'm trying to see the Cubs sweep this series, hopefully, and get to 500. A lot of good comes out of a Cubs win here today. Javi Baez up. Remember, a homer will also pay. Javi was, it's going to be inside 90 miles an hour. Javi was, if I remember correctly, plus 500 to hit a home run today, which I thought was a little high only because Contreras was 480. And I thought Javi at plus 500 was a little high because he's basically, he's played well. He's hit well against the starter that the Mets had. 1 for 3 on the day here today. Single in the 7th. But with Javi here, I mean, he swings then the game all game. So, not surprising there as he swings and misses is that he swings the way he does there. 1-1 count here, bottom of the ninth, 1 out. Tie game. Cubs looking to win on a walk-off. But, yeah, Javi swings that bat like he's trying to walk off on every at-bat. So, in this situation, let's see if he can do it. 1-1 count here. Diaz deals. That one's right over the middle of the plate. Javi fouls it off. 1-2 count. Bottom of the ninth, 1 out. I'm going to go ahead and guess here. You're probably going to see a little movement on this pitch, probably something similar to what he gave Rizzo there. Probably something low in the zone, nothing he's going to be able to get too much of a handle on, probably on this pitch being up in the count. So 1-2 count here. Looks like maybe a little pitcher's kind of taking his time here. Umps messing around with that face mask again. Might be seeing he's stretching a little. Might be seeing ghosts from when he got hit by that ball. Catcher setting up outside here. And he gets Javi to chase, and he strikes out swinging there. So I think that's 3 strikeouts for Javi today. That grand slam yesterday was fun, but Javi Baez on pace to strike out nearly once for every day of the year. I mean, this man is on pace to strike out 300 times, I think. So, some ridiculous number like that. So, struggling so far. And here's Duffy. Look, he can make up for that double play that he grounded into last inning. If he can hit here, to be honest, he doesn't look super steady in the box. It's a steal, and Bryant's going to get... No fucking way. That's a terrible call. They call Chris Bryant out on the steal attempt there, and I'll be honest with you, there's no fucking way. They're going to probably challenge that because that is some bullshit. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that he's out. He's safe. They say he came off the bag. I don't fucking believe that at all. And let's see. Let's see the replay from this angle. No way. They're saying he came off the bag? He's on it the whole way there, right? I don't maybe. I don't know if Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one, guys. I think he was safe. He never lifted off. I agree, Brandon. I agree. So he's in here. We're watching the replay if you're just listening. Foot's on the bag. Okay, I understand. Okay, so here's what happens. So he slides in with the foot that's out, and it looks... fuck. Yeah, they just showed a still shot of it, and he does look like he's out there, if I'm being totally objective. Yeah, he's not making any contact with anything there. Yeah, he is out. Shit. Yeah, so I guess similar to football, like you can't... He got called out, and there's no evidence there, I guess, for them to overturn it. Like, and that still shot looks like he's not touching it. Man, that's fucking brutal. Fucking brutal. Yeah, I got to keep that call. Son of a bitch. So we go to extra innings. We get a little extra baseball today, everybody. And we got a lot of people hanging out here, so I'm just going to stay on. Here. Yeah, we're just going to keep rocking. We're just going to keep rolling. No big deal. Almost 10 p.m. Central Time. Those of you who work early in the morning, if you're watching this, thanks for hanging out with us. It's been an interesting one so far today. Cubs started off really strong. Had a 3-0 lead early, and then ended up giving up 2 runs. I want to say was that the 5th inning? Might have been the 4th or 5th inning. Gave up 2 runs, and then, of course, we had the debacle towards the end there where we gave up that tying run, and just been the little things, really. So we're going to head to extra innings and see what the Cubs have here. And this is where things get a little interesting. That was definitely the heart of the Cubs order that you saw, too. So tough. We're going to head to extra innings, and we'll see what happens here. Just trying to get some people paid, That's all I'm trying to do. I don't know why I kept these headphones on, to be honest. I had them on when I was talking to Patrick, and then I just left them on, and I can't even hear myself in them, so it's kind of, I don't even know why I have them on. So I'm going to just go ahead and pop those off. Oh, man. The Cubs, guys, am I right? They'll drive you to drink. I'll tell you that much. They will drive you to drink sometimes with some of this. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. Brutal. All right, guys, we're going to head to extra innings here in this Cubs game. Cubs, we're dealing with the tie game here. So, going to go to extra innings here. Now, if you'll remember, Major League Baseball here got so if you remember here, little bit the rules are a little bit different. Sorry, I'm like skirting around here. I got my dogs here; they're all fired up. They just want to see the Cubs win too. They just want people to get paid. You know, that's all it is. Me too. I totally understand. Anyway, so if you'll remember, extra inning, the rules are a little different now. So you get a runner on so you're starting with a runner in scoring position essentially. So runner on second base here. Apparently it is still a thing there, Brandon. And I know it's funny because I haven't seen a ton of extra inning baseball in a while. But yeah, it's still a thing. Unfortunately, I kind of agree. I don't love it. And well, yeah, partially for that reason. Wild pitch here to start off the inning there. Gets away from Contreras. I mean, obviously that's not on him. That's on Winkler pitching like an idiot. And that's going to move the runner over to third. So Mets with the runner on third. Right away here in extra innings. So that's the thing is literally that's the one thing you can't have happen is these small mistakes that are fucking killing us. That's all it is, right? I mean, it's just these small stupid ass mistakes like that one. You can't have that happen. But this is what you get when you got freaking Winkler in there and he throws another one high like, okay, Wilson Contreras looking at the ball like, what's going on here, man? You got to throw the ball near the strike zone. Okay, that's kind of 101 here. Oh, man. A fucking wild pitch, basically, and to open up extra innings. And here we sit. Freaking brutal. It's just the small things. It really is. It's like you just can't have it. You just can't have these small mistakes, and that's all it is. That's all it's really come down to. Just can't have these small mistakes here. A bunch of little mistakes, and they will just eat you up. That ball is going to be a strike there, swing and a miss. So runner on third for the Mets here, 2-2 count. Top of the second. Jeez, I've been streaming for a while. You guys can tell I've been on here for a little over 3 hours. Yeah. Great job. I already feel the dread of where this is going now. Good night. Hope I'm wrong. Thanks, Brandon, man. I appreciate it. I'm kind of feeling that way too. I'm a little anxious about it, to be honest with you. But thanks for hanging out, Brandon, man. We appreciate you. Thank you. We'll see you. I'll be back on tomorrow for that afternoon game. So I'll be back, and then I think maybe Mike on Saturday. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, man. I get that sense of dread, though, guys, that he's talking about. Like, these are these situations with this team, right? Because, I think if we're all watching this right now, we're thinking to ourselves, like, yep, this feels about right. And not in a good way, but this feels about right. This is what the Chicago Cubs do sometimes. So, here we go. Tie game, top of the 10th. 2-2 count, runner on third. I mean, it is what it is, It is what it is. He's going to strike him out there. All right, Winkler. Okay. All right. You guys could probably tell I'm getting a little more anxious now. Well, and look at it, right? I mean, this is Cubs baseball in a nutshell. This game right here. I mean, this game right here, this is Cubs baseball. This is it. This is what we've all come to know and love, especially this season. So Winkler trying to work his way out of a little bit of a jam here. Runner on third, 1 out, top of the 10th, tie game. Gonna need to get these 2 out. Cannot have a deep fly now as that ball's fouled off. You also cannot have a base hit. You're probably not going to throw him anything necessarily in the zone. Nothing fat for sure. 0-1 count. You're ahead in the count right now. Probably not throwing him anything he can really get a hold of, especially with that open bag at first. Wilson setting up inside, and Winkler absolutely misses. I mean, that's a terrible pitch. That's a ball. 1-1. But like I said, you don't want to give him anything fat. I think that's why Wilson was setting up on the edge of the zone there. on that one. Winkler going to go ahead and tuck his ice in. I get that. I'm going to go ahead and tuck that in there and just throw just another ridiculous 90-mile-an-hour ball that was nowhere near the strike zone. So, Winkler, not a fan of throwing strikes, I have learned. Apparently, he is not a huge fan of throwing strikes. All right. So, 2-1 count here. Runner on third. Top of the 10th inning here. 1 out. And, yeah, I'm curious to see. We'll see how much extra baseball we get today. The runner on second speeds things up, obviously, and I think that's the reason why they did it. You know, baseball's already a long game, and obviously they want to try to speed it up a little bit. But, man, top of the 10th. Runner on third. 2-2. Man, just hate to see it. It's going to be fouled off. So, count will be 2-2 here. Top of the 10th, 1 out. Tie game. Just trying to prevent a base hit here. Base hit and a long fly is what kills you in a situation like this. Just got to try to prevent that. And then see what you can do on the offensive end of things. But Chicago Cubs, once again, struggling to hit the ball today, I'll be honest. And that one won't find the strike zone either. Full count, 3-2. 1 out, top of the 10th. Winkler dealing here. Cubs pitchers have really struggled to find the zone today. Really I mean that in the sense that when they've missed bad. When they've missed bad. You get that wild pitch that moves the runner over here in extra innings. But there's been a lot of it, and that's another one right there. I mean, just down, nowhere near the strike zone. And that's going to go ahead and walk that runner. So, you know, if you want to find a silver lining here, you got an opportunity for a double play, right? So if you want to find that silver lining, you've got an opportunity for a double play here, if you can get it. Francisco Lindor, a very rich man up to bat here. Not necessarily the guy that you want to see in this situation. However, he is 0 for 4 today. So that is good news there. But, yeah, 3-3, top of the 10th. Runners on first and third. 1 out. I don't love this situation. And that's going to be a ball there. Fastball high. It's going to be a ball. And it is what it is. Right? Still trying to... Cubs still trying to keep everything from completely falling off here in the top of the 10th. It is still a tie game. 1-1 count here. Top of the 10th. 1 out. Double play here gets you out of the inning, but you got to have it. They, I believe, 2 different opportunities today. Couldn't turn a double play. So, got to have it if you get the opportunity. But nonetheless, you know, Winkler trying to maybe put the Cubs in a position for that to happen. And that's a high fastball. Swing and a miss there. Lindor cannot get around on that one. So, a 1-2 count now. Head in the count. 1 out. Huge at bat right here. And so far, Winkler is nowhere near the strike zone, but getting Lindor to chase, so it's fine. Wilson Contreras has had an interesting year behind the plate. Some of these guys have just been nowhere near the strike zone. I've seen that dude jumping around more behind the plate this year, having just clean up a lot of these bad pitches than I've seen in a while, I feel like. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like this guy's been... Certain guys this year just cannot find the freaking strike zone at all. Runners on first and third here. That's going to be 90 miles an hour, a high ball. Wilson Contreras has settled down a little bit. Full count here, 1 out, top of the 10th. Huge pitch coming up. This is a huge pitch. Full count here. I mean, this is a huge pitch. You got to think Lindor is ready to swing here. Probably going to be a fastball. And Winkler deals to the lefty. And that one's going to be fouled back straight off the face mask on the umpire again. This umpire is gonna. This guy's jeez. This guy is getting absolutely smoked with the baseball here in this game. That's a fastball that Lindor tips off right into the face of the ump. And slow motion doesn't do the ump any favors there. He looks like as anyone would. Don't get me wrong, but the replay, it's not that flattering for him on that one. So this ump, gonna want to go ahead and probably put him in the concussion protocol after this game. Just want to be sure we're not showing early signs of CTE, because my man is just absolutely back there in the firing zone apparently today. Jeez. This guy can't catch a break behind the plate. And that's going to be high for a ball, so that'll walk. The base is loaded here in the top of the 10th. 1 out. Pitching coach is going to come out. Speak to Winkler here. And, man, this is brutal. This is brutal. So, I mean, dude, this is just brutal. And it sucks because we saw terrible pitching. Then Chafin, beautiful, of course. And we all know. Kimbrel, beautiful, no issues whatsoever. And then now back to terrible pitching again. You know, Winkler just cannot find the freaking strike zone to save his life, and it's hurt us. It's hurt us bad. Bases loaded, top of the 10th, 1 out. And he's going to have to work his way out of this. They're little meeting at the mound. He's hopefully settled in here, but he's going to have to work his way out of this right now. This is a bit of a fucking situation. Dominic Smith up to bat, left fielder for the Mets. 2 for 4 on the day, a single, a double, and has scored a run, batting .255 on the year. Dude can hit. A base hit here would likely score 2. The way the Cubs have been swinging the bat, I would not feel great about that. Really need to work our way out of this. That's going to be another ball high. And what are we doing with Winkler? Like, seriously. Like, why is this guy in this game right now? This is freaking brutal. Like, what do we do? Why? Like, what is going on? He throws that one nice and fat over the center of the plate. Luckily fouled off. I just don't know. I don't know. Like, where are we getting this guy? Like, what is this guy? Like, come on. And I don't know. I'm getting, and see, now this is what happens. I start to turn a little, right? I start to get a little more frustrated with the team. So I start having, I start to be a little less patient with these guys. I start treating them all like Jock Peterson, and it's like, no. Everybody's not Jock Peterson. Jock Peterson can't do fucking shit right? He just can't. So far. But Winkler here absolutely can, as he gets him to ground into a fucking double play. Hell yeah. Still, see, and I'm not going to look, he figured it out. I'm happy as shit right now. We still need to fucking score, though. And also, how the hell did that happen in the first place? Okay, so okay. So he did his job after not fucking doing it at all. So that's the reality. But I'm pumped. We are going here to the bottom of the 10th. We're going to have a runner on second. And look, we're just going to stay streaming, guys. I'm not throwing to a fucking commercial. Let's just stay streaming. We got people in here. Like, look, this has been one. I mean, this has been a game. I mean, this has absolutely been a game. We've been streaming here for 3.5 hours, and I love it. I'm not saying that like a negative thing. I'm just saying it's been a game. It's been a long game. Been a hell of a game. So if you guys are just tuning in now, it's been a doozy. It's Cubs baseball, though. That's the best way I could sum this up. It's been Cubs baseball the entire time. I mean, the whole time. This has just been typical Cubs baseball that we have to sit through this, sort of odd, like, it's odd because, and the reason I call it odd, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, is there's no consistency to this team in any way, shape, or form. Like, at all. There's just no consistency. You can't even tell me that they're consistently bad because I would point you to yesterday, right? Like, offensively. And you might say, that's that's an outlier. What about the day before, right? So, like, I just think, like, if we're being totally honest, the inconsistency is sort of the word for the Cubs, and today's the day. The other thing is, if you haven't been watching this game, and maybe even if you have, you'd probably agree, it's the little things. It's always the little things. It's every time. It's like Javi doesn't know what first base is fucking earlier. He's like, off the bag. And then, like, we got a challenge because of it. And, like, you've got little plays that don't get made when they're supposed to get made, or you've got to start that that top of the 10th inning. He wild pitch on the first fucking pitch and the guy takes third. Like, it's all of these little things. So, Javi's going to start on second here. So Javi on second. The Cubs, looks like maybe can set here. That ump is stretching out his neck as he should be. So they're going to leave the closer, that Diaz, in there. So, kind of what I wish we would have done with Kimbrel. But, we don't, and that's okay. That is what it is. All good. So Duffy up to bat here. Base hit should win the game. He gets plunked right there by Diaz. So Diaz starts off just drilling Duffy, and okay. Well, that's once again, so another hit by batter in this situation. So Cubs obviously just, this has just been their offense all year. Just get drilled. And Duffy, you know what? I'm going to give him credit. For a guy that's as big as Duffy is, which is not at all, he just goes ahead and gets drilled by that and takes his base. I like that. He's tough. I know I was giving him a little shit earlier because he's so scrawny, but I'm scrawny. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a big dude. I'm a skinny guy, I fuck with him now. He just gets drilled there, and here we go. Keep it moving. Let's go. How you like that? First and second, bottom of the 10th. Man, this is an electric game, guys. I tell you what, this has been a damn shit show at times, but it has turned out to be an interesting turn of events here. Bodie coming up to bat, and let's see. Right now, it's early in the season, so I think that the Cubs fans, we're still looking at somebody to be, be the hero for us at times. In a moment like this, who can we trust? Maybe it's David Bodie. Base hit here is going to win the game. Now, he is 0 for 3 on the day with 2 strikeouts, so that's not ideal, but neither is his 190 batting average, and yet I'm going to hold out hope because I want someone to get paid, right? We're going to make somebody some money on those bets, right? I'm splitting those profits with someone. And Bodie looks like he's going to square to bunt. That's a strike there Diaz throws in there, but runners on first and second, bottom of the 10th, no outs. They called that a ball. That was absolutely a strike. The robot umps say. According to the robot umps, that was a strike. But ump's going to call that one a ball. Helps the Cubs out there. Bodie was squaring to bunt, though, which is very interesting. But I can understand that from Rossi. He's going to square again. He's going to bunt that one foul down the third baseline. Got that whole Cubs dugout there standing watching this extra inning game. Looking for that walk-off. As am I. I mean, extra innings, walk-off. Once again, as I keep saying, the Cubs win this one. They get back to 500, sweep this series at home. It's a hell of a lot of momentum going into a tough series against the Brewers coming up. Like, you would love to see it. You'd love to see it. An extra inning game like this can really swing that momentum, one way or the other. Bodie squaring around a bunt. That also robot ump would call it a strike, and this guy's going to call that one a ball too. So 2-1 count as this ump is absolutely giving the Cubs a couple gifts here, and I am here for it. Maybe it's when he got drilled in the face with those 2 fouls. He got a little, the strike zone got a little smaller, huh? I'll take it. Like I said, maybe one of the symptoms of CTE is a smaller strike zone. I will absolutely take a smaller strike zone when the Cubs are batting. Bodie's going to bunt that 97-mile-an-hour ball. Wow. Moves the runners over, gets thrown out at first, but yeah, there was an inside 97 miles an hour. That pitch comes inside, and Bodie just gets the bat out. Looked like he kind of closed his eyes there when he hit him, but makes contact, moves those runners over. Hell yes. This is what we are talking about, guys. So, runners on second and third with 1 out. Marisnik coming up to bat. And it's what me and Patrick were talking about earlier. Is Marisnik our guy? Is he our guy? I will be the first person saying Marisnik instead of Jock Peterson moving forward if he can go ahead and just get a base hit here and the Cubs can walk this one off. But here we go. We're locked in. Looks like Bat Boy for the Mets doing a little bit of conversation with the ump there. Never mind, Sogard up to bat. Gonna pinch hit, I guess? Maybe that's my mistake, guys. I might have seen Sogard on deck and mistook him for Marisnik at that quick glance. It's all good, though. Either way. Fucking let's let Sogard do it. Come on. Let's do it. Get up there with those glasses and let's fucking knock one in. You know what I'm saying? It's the reality. Get up there. You know he can see the ball well. He's got his glasses on, which is, unique. It's unique. I'm here for it. I'm not trying to, that sounds like I'm like trying to like say he's like got the glasses on like that's a bad thing. It's good. He can see the ball. Let's do it. Got him on. Let's do this thing. Pinch hit. Sogard pinch hit here. Base hit will win this game, guys. So they're going to go ahead and intentionally walk him. They are apparently terrified. Eric Sogard, just too much of a man for him. The reality at the end of the day. They're going to go ahead and walk him. Intentional walk, bases loaded. So 1 out here, bottom of the 10th. Tied 3-3. Chicago Cubs with bases loaded. And now, yes, this is a guy I like to see come up here. Jason Hayward's going to pinch hit, guys. He's going to come up here, pinch hit, and we're going to see if he can end this game. I like this a lot. Fans are on their feet. What's Diaz up to? So Hayward had the day off today, it was looking like, but he's going to come in and pinch hit. He's going to come in and pinch hit against Diaz. And let's see. Just got to put the bat on the ball. And if you can avoid hitting into a double play here, should end the game. That first pitch is low. 99 miles an hour. He fouls it off. So the count will start here. 0-1. 1 out. Bottom of the 10th. Bases loaded. All the Cubs need here, guys. Just a fucking base hit. And we will right all our wrongs from today. And we will move forward to the Brewers game. And also, most importantly, we're getting paid. Jason Hayward here. From the left side of the batter's box, the pitch. That's a ball inside. That'll be 1-1. And that one actually was a ball, if you're just listening. That was not one of the special concussion calls that this ump has, as he has been hit in the face 2 different times by foul balls today. Looked a little unsure of where he was after both. So that strike zone has shrunk since then. And Jason Hayward's going to line that one out into right field, and that's going to score a run. The Chicago Cubs win the game. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, I fucking love you guys. We did it. You guys watching. Yes, I fucking love you. We did it. Yes. Jason Hayward, the man himself, goes up there, pinch hit, huge clutch moment, fucking knocks one in. Let's go. You guys are the best. Let's fucking go. That's what I'm here for, guys. Hell yeah. Man. Fucking we needed that. All right. That's. Yes. All right. I'm fucking pumped. Called the walk-off. Hell yeah, you did, Brandon. We fucking did it. Let's go, Cubs. That's one they needed. Fuck yeah. If you got to drink at home, fucking cheers. We did it. That's what I'm talking about right here. Fancast. We took you all the way, wire to wire. 3 hours and 42 minutes. That is what I'm talking about. And we did it. And now someone's getting fucking paid. Somebody is getting fucking paid. Hell yes. All right. So here's the deal. We didn't get the Javi home run and we didn't get the Wilson Contreras home run. Unfortunately. That's okay. No big deal. So here's the deal. I bet fucking $50 the Cubs would win. The Cubs fucking won. I'm splitting the winnings with somebody. It was minus 104 were those odds. So I'm getting $24 profit, right? And then somebody else is getting that other 24. Somebody that retweeted or liked that tweet. So that's going to be awesome. So here's what we're going to do, guys. We'll go ahead and when I get off here, I'll go ahead and hit that person with that money. We'll do all that stuff on Twitter. But fucking awesome. Here's the deal, guys. I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. I see people are popping off since that game just finished up. So let me just, hell yeah. Fly that freaking W. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, guys, here's the deal. Phenomenal win by the Cubs. I'm pumped. That was a great one. So they sweep the Mets there and sweep that series, get back to 500, right? So sweep the series, back to 500. And to be honest, that's the momentum that I love to see heading into another 3-game series at home against Milwaukee Brewers. It's great momentum. The little things hurt us today, but at the end of the day, a win is a win. You take it, you move on. But once again, guys, thanks for tuning in. Fancast. We love to do it. Very happy to get somebody paid today. We'll be back on tomorrow. I'm back with you guys tomorrow. Got an afternoon game. We'll have a little fun on a Friday. And, man, I'm feeling good about that. So thanks for hanging out, guys, hanging out with us and everything like that. Shout out to Fiverr, hell of a sponsor there that we're able to partner ourselves with. And, yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Game's at 1:20, I believe. And, yeah, man, go Cubs. We freaking did it. Let's go, baby.